welcome to maybe my first co-stream ever. I don't think I've ever done a co-stream on my channel. I've been invited to several different ones, but yeah, it's a first time, and my first guest, it's the mighty Kenji. Hello, Kenji. Welcome to
Hello.
maybe
How are
my
you, bro?
first co-stream. Yeah, I'm good. How are
ever.
you? I don't think I've ever done a co-stream.
I'm good. I'm hearing a little bit of background in
Yes,
here.
now it's okay.
Yeah, I think it's gone. I think it's gone.
Yeah,
Perfect.
nice.
Yeah, I'm doing great. How was the international break?
Oh, it's boring. I don't have FPL, I don't have UCL, I don't have anything, and yeah, it's boring. How it's for you?
Yeah, same. There's Thanksgiving coming up this weekend in Canada, so I'm gonna be spending time with like my family. And also like the basketball season is starting in like 2 weeks. So I'm doing like a little fantasy draft this weekend with my bros. So I'm excited.
Oh, that's nice to hear that. By the way, you are the first person that I did a co-op on a video, and now you're the first person that I done a stream together with. So plenty of firsts coming with you.
Yeah, you know what, yo, MV, I listen, when you're a Liverpool fan, the bond goes deep.
True. We have already people in the chat. Gio, Ricky, who knows? Welcome, guys. Nice to see you. All the hardcore fans are getting in. Hopefully, it will be interesting for you guys. Me and Kanji are going to speak about the season so far, not only FPL wise, but football wise. We're going to see his team because he's doing amazingly well this year. And then we're going to not speak a lot about my difficulties, but focus on the future and maybe prepare a wildcard draft together with Kanji because I will need someone's help. He knows about my challenge and he will help me build inside the restrictions. So yeah, I think it's going to be very good for all of us. We have on the screen for you guys the team data for this season. Provided by Kenji. We got the expected no penalty goals for teams and the expected conceded goals from non-penalty situation for the teams, and we can talk about a lot of things. So Kanji, first question, how are you seeing the season so far, man? Any surprises, anything that you didn't expect, or it's just common for you that things are happening?
Uh, okay, there's a couple things. The first, I think, controversial team to talk about would be Man United. You see, like, a lot of, like, turmoil going on at Man United, but this isn't a surprise, right? Like, we've seen a lot of turmoil happen before. There's a lot of issues there, but the attacking data really supports them. Like, you see the players that in FPL that have gone for Bumo, Cunha, Bruno, like, they were pretty unlucky usually when they owned them. I think some people even captained Cunha a few weeks ago, and then he picked up the injury, but they've been picking up a lot of XG. But for them, it's just about finishing, right? So I think that's one thing that stood out when I was looking at the XG data was how high Man United is, and then also Crystal Palace. Like, Oliver Glasner might be one of the best managers in the league. The way that he keeps his teams in control of games. Like, they really control possession. Even when they don't have the ball, they're still in control because I feel like they're not conceding too many chances. So that's why like I've been very impressed by Palace as a whole, but also impressed by Man United offensively.
Do you think that last year, I remember once again, Bruno especially had a very good expected goals numbers and expected goals involvements in particular because he was playing for the start of the season a little bit as an attacking mid. When Amorim came, he became a holding mid. But those expected numbers, I think for them doesn't count. I feel like they have been struggling with conversion rates for a very long time. I don't know how Sescu will improve this with regular minutes that he will be getting surely, but I was one of the persons that captained Cunha. He got injured in the 30th minute, so we don't speak about this. But yeah, they have not been there to convert. Even someone like Mbumo, who in Brentford was converting chances and he was exceeding his expected goals. Now I feel like he is not contributing a lot. I don't know what's with them, but they have the tactic wise situations, but I feel like they are a little bit counter intuitive to pick. I don't know why data supports them, but if you just turn on the TV and it's like, nope, I'm not picking anyone from them, in the future, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, even like the coach, like he kind of just sounds depressed in some of the earlier press
Yeah,
conferences. Like it seems like doom and gloom. But as you mentioned, like Bumo's picked up 2 XG and only has 1 goal. I always remember the world class save. I think it was from Donnarumma against
yep.
Bumo. So like I just feel like Bumo's been unlucky. I think Man United as a whole have been unlucky. However, they did have the red card in the Chelsea game, and I feel like that sort of normalized, so they picked up an easy win in that match. But I still think over a season, they might be like some good differentials um, versus the field.
Probably, yes. I would say over the season they might rack up, but especially with how cheap the other midfielders that are performing are this year, if we scratch Semenu's price rises, everyone is probably under 7 million that has been consistent so far, which is, I would say, quite surprising. I was very surprised to see that. And you can afford a cheeky pick that's expensive because everyone has money around this time. So yeah, it's very interesting to see. About
Yeah,
powers,
if
I think that it showcases how the system that Amorim is trying to integrate into United it should be played, and when you have the proper players playing in the proper positions with the proper philosophy, it can work. And yes, I'm also surprised to see Palace. Yeah, they lost to Everton, which was a little bit surprising for me, but Everton have been another team for me that's been surprising. Seeing them in the top 8 of expected goals from non-penalty is something that I couldn't have predicted at the start of the season at all. Like, I know Dewsbury Hall, I know Grealish, but they had good bowlers in the past, and they still were harambo from the back, just flick the ball up front, and whatever happens, happens. But now they've been improving, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's kind of what happened with Grealish, right? Like Grealish was a forgotten man at Man City. He was a $100 million man from Aston Villa. He was their best player. I thought he was going to go on to be one of the best players in the league. And then he went to Man City and he was put in a box. And I just don't know if he liked the handcuffs or the shackles that Pep had him in. But, I just feel like he couldn't really find like consistency under Pep's system. So he left, and now it's like he has the freedom. Like the ball always goes to him. They're always looking for him. He's on some set pieces as well. Like he's the talisman of the team, right? So I just think he's able to express himself more. Where it's like his team at Everton, and because of that, I mean, he's a quality player. Like we've seen what he did with Villa. He kept them in the league, and so now it's like he's doing the same with Everton's offense, right? So all of their picks are improving. Like Grealish is a good pick, NBI is a good pick. Maybe even the striker will be getting a lot of like chances created for them, right?
I agree completely. Has someone surprised you negatively this year?
Damn. I think the easy answer would be Mo Salah, but I don't want to say that because I feel like it's not really him. It's more so like the team of Liverpool has just been very disappointing.
Yes, for me, I know that Carragher said it, but I've been saying it since the start of the season. They play basketball football. They play quick attacks from the other from one side to the other. Like they have 24 seconds to complete the attack, or they're gone, and then they have 24 seconds to defend, the situation is over. For me, that's not. I think it was a little bit expected with Frimpong and Kerkes. It's not like the stability that they had in the past. Especially, I think that the only more offensive-minded wing back than Trent in the world was Frimpong, and Liverpool got him. So it's like a decrease in the defense, which is quite interesting to see. And when you have such a guy bombarding forward, you need your left back to sit a little bit more controlled and operate like basically a third center back, which is what exactly Kerkes isn't. Like Kerkes is a guy that wants to run forward. And I was quite surprising that they went for both of them. I was expecting someone more, I don't know, a guy that prefers to sit back, even if you think like who is playing that way, probably a random center back that can put in on left back position like Ake or Akanji, someone of the sort that just plays that left back position, stays back, and we're 3-man with Van Dijk, Kunate, and the random left center back that will be coming in, and it will be sorted. But they opted in for a very, very offensive play style, and it's showing. When they don't score, we don't win. We lose, basically.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Like the strength of Slot in his first season was like profiling everyone to put them in the right position. For example, like he put Gravenberch into the CDM position, and like honestly, he's one of the best players in the league in that spot. But I don't know if he's happy doing it. But when he plays that position, like he's incredible. Then we had Trent there, like we had Salah there, Van Dijk there. He moved Gakpo back to the left wing. So last year, like everybody was well profiled. But this year, for the system they're trying to play, which is like out of position, three defenders, it feels a little bit weird to see Kirkez there.
yeah,
So something isn't right. There's also like a lack of balance in the team where, like you mentioned, like we're trying to push forward so much, and even Gravenberch is pushing forward so much
yep,
that like we don't have anybody in the middle.
yep.
And
Not only
that's
in
the
the middle
problem.
and in
It's
the
like,
back. We're getting exposed every time we lose a ball on the transition. I'm afraid we're going to concede. We're basically 2v4 all the time.
yeah, that's the problem. And also, like, Slot hasn't found out his best 11 yet, which is a scary thing to say 5 games into the season, or what, 8 games into the
Yeah,
season now. It's like, like, Sabozlai is like the utility man. He's like our James Milner type, where like he plays everywhere, wherever the coach needs him to be. And like the coach obviously likes him. He wants him to play in the team somehow, but he's trying to keep everybody happy. He wants Verts to like integrate, but he hasn't really caught up to the physicality and the pace of the Prem at times. I mean, Isak, he hasn't really connected with Salah as much as I wanted him to, and we're just like everything is just like 70% of where I want to be. I mean, the data speaks for itself. I mean, if you look at it on the screen, it's like we're like what 20% worse than Man City offensively, and we're like almost 50% or almost 100% worse than Arsenal defensively.
yeah.
Like
Those are,
that's just bad, bro. Like
yeah.
that tells you all you need to know. Like you can't win the league playing like this. So I think and going into the rest of the season, if things don't change, I don't think we'll win the league, bro.
And I think we're exactly one injury away from crumbling down. If Konate or Van Dijk, one of the two, is injured for more than 2 weeks, I think the season is done in every tournament possible, because who will play there? Endo and Gomez will be our backup center backs. Like, even when Klopp had the difficulties with Williamson and Phillips, I think it was better than what we have now as a backup, which for me is kind of strange. We splashed around 300 million for attacking potential, while Liverpool was the best attacking team in the league last year. And we spent basically zero on the center backs. Okay, we bought the young guy, but let's not fool ourselves. No one was thinking that he was going to be the proper replacement. Like, we lost Kwanzaa and we got no one. And I think that's showing. And in midfield, we didn't get anyone to cover McAllister, Gravenberg, Soboswai, Rose. We just have them three, and that's it. And we lost Elliot, we lost Diaz, proven Liverpool players. I feel like it was enough to buy Ekitike and to spend that Isaac money elsewhere. I know that Isaac is elite. I know that maybe it was the right time to buy him for the future, and maybe this is a season in transition. But after winning the league, getting a season in transition is like, I don't want Liverpool to be again the worst defending champion, because in the last split, in the last season, when they won the league and after that they were the worst champion, now it looks like it might be getting there as well. Even if we win games, it's tricky. I don't know. I don't know. We haven't smashed anyone, like strongly smashed. Like, let's say Arsenal defeated um, Leeds, City defeated Burnley. We haven't smashed anyone like that, which is a little bit worrying for me, because we used to do that on a regular basis for fun. And yeah, I don't know.
I think it goes to show, like, what are we missing? I think for me, it's like we're really missing Trent. Like the Salah Trent dynamic on the right hand side, like unlocked teams for the last like 5 years, bro. Like it was so consistent. And Trent's my favorite player, so he's my GOAT. So like obviously I'm gonna be gassing him. And I think the coach kind of misses the creativity in the build-up play, right? Because Frimpong doesn't really have enough creativity. Kanate, they just give him the ball. Opposition wants him to have the ball because he can't really create with it.
Yep.
So that's kind of why I think the coach is putting Szoboszlai in right back, and then we're losing the engine in the midfield. That's the issue, right?
Yeah, with Szoboszlai in the right back position, I expect Kerkez to bombard forward and just Szoboszlai to control the game from deep angles like Trent did. But I just think that we're lacking one player behind the ball, being one midfielder that can drop behind like Rodri style and just passes the ball at left, right, center, and just be there to sweep the ball, because Gravenberg is playing more of a box-to-box role where he joins the attack, comes back, joins the attack. Like, we need that type of player, but we need one extra body, being the fullback staying back or being one of the midfielders staying back. Every team has that's good at the moment, has three players behind the ball formation. Even if you take a look at Real Madrid, how they set up, if you look at Barcelona, Bayern Munich, all English teams, Arsenal included, City, that are playing very, very well, they have three men behind the ball and they just sit. And it's like Timber or Calafiori, one of the two remains back. Calafiori is exactly the right example that I was looking for. A strong ball playing center back operating on the left back position. Like, Calafiori is the guy that I was expecting Liverpool to go for Hincapié, to be fair, and Arsenal just got the Calafiori replacement, like, for not for free, but without a contention from other teams, which, yeah, I don't know.
I guess we're disappointed with like the profiling of players, and also like our rivals have strengthened very well, right? You look at Man City and you look at Arsenal, just to touch on them now, it's like Arsenal have like solved their biggest issues. Like their biggest issues were like scoring goals. So they signed Eze and Gyökeres. Like I've always been a big fan of Eze. And they added more depth, right? They added Norgard, they added an extra center back because they benched Saliba the last few games. The new center back Mosquera came in.
yeah.
They have depth on either wing back spot. They have White and Timber on the right. They have Miles Lewis Skelly as well as Calafiori on the left. Like they have a lot of depth everywhere now. And like that is something that I don't think they had previously. So that really adds them into like the next layer. And they've also like just controlled games the way that I wish our team was doing. And then you
Yes.
have Man City where it's kind of like the reverse of last season, right? Where you had last year, Salah was the best player in the league and it wasn't close. And now it feels like the complete opposite, where Holland is dominating the data and he's like just dominating like finishing and things like that. So just it's a little bit weird. I feel like we're in a spot now where we might not even finish second, just based on what I've been seeing the first few games.
Unless they improve rapidly, I think that's under jeopardy for sure. Chelsea are on the run, Newcastle are on the run. I think Bournemouth, Newcastle, Spurs, they will tire with time. I think that, especially with European football, it will give its toll. I don't think that these teams are prepared to go cup game, league game, cup game, league game, then another double midweek or something like that. I think that they will struggle with time. But Arsenal, I think that I think that Gyökeres wasn't the guy for them. For me, it's the big prolific striker that they needed. They were always saying, we need this guy and we'll win the league. I don't think he's winning the league. I think that the depth is winning the league. Saka was out for 4 games and no one even mentioned that. And it wasn't at all an issue. Odegaard has been subbed off in the first half for 3 games in a row and they don't have issues. So that's another thing that's very big. Saliba missed a game or two. If you remember, several years ago when Saliba was out, they were just awful. And at the end of the day, I feel like it's just the depth that is winning them at the moment. Everything, like, you sub out Gyökeres, you get Havertz, you get out Odegaard, you get Eze. Eze can play on the left wing. There you have Martinelli, Trossard on the right wing, Madueke, who is now injured, but you have Saka and Nwaneri. You just, on top of my mind, I'm not an Arsenal fan and I can give you names without issue, which is not something that I can say for the rest of the league. City, I think that the winter transfer window last season was the best for them, and now they just added Reinders into the team, and it just started clicking once again. It was the Gundogan replacement, and yeah, I think that it's a good team, and Haaland is in a good form, and they're providing the ball to Haaland, which is the best strategy that they can get the ball to this man.
Okay, so let me just give you some data on Holland, right?
Yeah.
So he's averaging 1.3 XGI per 90 non-penalty, right? So what do you think his best career high is? Remember in his first season for Man City, he had 36 goals in 35 games, right?
Probably
So what do you
around
think his
0.8 was the best.
Yeah, so exactly. So his best XGI per 90 was 0.96. So like basically 1.0. So he's playing at a 30% above his best ever season. And keep in mind his best ever season was 36 goals. Like this is the guy that you're battling against from a captaincy perspective, Angel. Like I don't understand how you're gonna basically do well in FPL without him at this point. Like if he continues at this rate, and keep in mind they haven't even had like easy fixtures. They've had like mid fixtures. Like the
Yep.
easy fixtures for Man City come from 13 onwards. Like the next few are more difficult where they have like I think Newcastle, Liverpool, Everton. It's gonna be more difficult for them. But after that, that run for Holland is just gorgeous. Like yeah, that's something I know we have the challenge going on. So it's something I wanted to like discuss when we get into the wildcard season. But Holland is he's just unstoppable at the moment, especially from an FPL perspective.
Yeah, I have to be fair with you. Around game week 6, I was deliberating should I scratch off the challenge, and I was planning to use my wildcard, build my team, and start from there. I was like 5th million in the world or 6th, whatever. Most of the content creators were around that rank, so I was like, if I wildcard now, I would play regular season and we'll see where I get. But I was like, I've opened my X page, and every goddamn content creator had the same freaking 15 players on their team. For me, that was absolutely crazy, and I'm like watching this and saying, okay, I will do something similar. I was not going to go Gyökeres, João Pedro the way that they built it. No, I was going to go Isaac. I think that has a great potential. Saka was in my team. I was dropping Kendai. I was going to get Semenyo, of course. If you don't have Semenyo on a wildcard, why do you use it? My wildcard would have been astonishing, and in both game week 6 and both game week 7, I would have been on massive green arrows. But I was like, I'm not winning FPL. Let's not fool myself. I'm not because I'm behind, but because I have a similar team to every other player, and at the end of the day, that's not winning us FPL. If I have a team like yours, where you have a cheeky pick like double powers defense, you have Paqueta here that is standing, you have Virgil that is completely different from anyone else that it's building, I can see myself pushing. But if I was bold to go for a team like yours, I was going to be bold to go with a team like mine and stay with my strategy. So I was either going to go boring and template and try to push for a top 100k finish and everyone will be clapping. But I made the decision that, first of all, I don't do the best designs by content. I'm not the most popular guy, and if I went and copied, because I don't know if you are subscribed to the newsletter of Ross, Harry, and Foco newsletter. They sent newsletter every week, and it was interesting for me to see they had the 3 of them, 45 players, and 15 were the exact match for every freaking team. And I was like, why the hell is someone watching content creators when you can just open deadline stream to someone, copy, paste, and lock it out? Why do you need to listen to this? And I'm like, this is mind-blowing. They have, of course, someone like Harry is very good, and if I want to do that, I would just go and copy Harry and play that boring style. Why? I think to do research, at the end of the day, everyone will end up with the same team, which for me is not the target to play FPL. And that's why I'm keeping the challenge on. I was planning to scratch top in game week 6, but I was like, what will I gain? Will I gain more followers? Sure. Will I be more happy? Probably not. So I was like, do I get 500 more people or I just keep the challenge and everyone comes and says, fair play, you kept your word and played well. I was like, better to keep my word on and play it, because next season I will play the boring FPL, because as it's shown, it's very hard with limitations to catch some good things, because I didn't expect Semenyo to go nuclear. I'm going to be fair. I didn't expect players like Reinders to be so popular. I didn't expect, if I open the transfer page and I look, I didn't expect Timber to do so well. I was thinking even that he can be benched for White. Someone like Munoz, I expected him, but I was like, for one, Munoz, I'm not doing it. But Caicedo is catching me off by surprise. I think that he was going to be that boring defensive contributions midfielder, and he turned out to be a better goal scorer than Salah for now. I think he has more goals than Salah. So
Yeah.
yeah, and Haaland caught me off by surprise. I was expecting Salah to be the pick. That hurts me the most, and yeah. So that was the thought process, and I respect that you're suggesting Haaland. I want to go Haaland so hard, but I was like, nah, man, I started this. I will keep going, and I will see where this journey will lead me. And next year,
Okay,
I will
so
play the boring FPL review
okay, so
style.
le- FPL review style.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I love how like you're so genuine and honest.
yeah,
So like let me give you a really good story, right? So last year I went on this strategy, I think game week 5. I was climbing the ranks. I think I was like 1 million. I think around game week 5, game week 6. I wildcarded and I went without Salah. And I think at the time Holland was also just too expensive. He wasn't doing anything. So I was like, yo, forget it. So I went with Son and I went with Foden at that time. And in that last season, Son was 10.0, Foden was 9.5, and the minutes were bad, the output was bad, and I basically just got crushed. Right. So my rank took me from like 1 million to 4 million around game week 17, 18, 19. Then that's the moment it hit me. I'm like, Liverpool are about to play Tottenham, and I knew Salah destroys Postecoglou. I knew Salah was going to brace or get something. This is the first time we were going to play Spurs in the first half of the season, and I was like, all right, Liverpool are going to smash. I need Salah captaincy. That was the day I changed my mind. I'm like, all right, I'm already 200 points behind the field, but forget it. Like I need Salah, so I put him in, and bro, I went from 4 million to 200K. And this was because I stayed stubborn all the way till game week 18. I had another like 10 weeks of time. I could have easily switched back to Salah. This is from last year when Salah was the best player in the world. And like I'm a Liverpool fan. I watch every game. I got all the pelters on Twitter from my friends and everyone. um, so like I remember and I when I got to the end of the season, I asked myself like if I can finish 200K and I was sitting at 4 million in game week 18, like where would I have been if I had just gone back to Salah like game week 12, even being like 30, 40 points behind the field, right? And so that's something I asked myself. So that's something I guess you'll have to think about too. And you've already said your answer,
yeah,
but I just wanted to tell you that story,
yeah.
right?
I
And just
wanted
to give
to,
you a little bit
yeah,
of
go,
sorry, sorry,
go,
go
go
ahead, go
on,
ahead.
go on. Finish it. I will ask you a
Okay.
question about the
I want
store.
I wanted to also say this, like, I don't know what your rank is, but I know I'm sure it's not where you want it to be. But I'll give you an example of a content creator that's one of the best FPL managers of all time. I think he's probably better than almost every content creator. His name is Ben Krellin.
Yes.
You know what his rank is right now? He's ranked at 2.7 million. He's already wall carded. He's already bench boosted. Like, this is one of the best FPL managers of all time. So there's no reason for you to be sitting here feeling like, yo, my season's over, or like I'm never gonna be able to do anything. Like, I think you are choosing to go down your path. Whatever path you choose, I'm gonna support you and we're gonna make the best of it, right? But I don't want to call you weak, but I want to give you permission to like look, the optimal way to for this season is gonna be supporting Holland. Like you can see it. Like Salah's too expensive. Like I just want you to consider like, all right, if we're gonna make the decision, so if you're open to it, we'll go Holland. If not, then we have to stay away, and we'll make the best of whatever we can, right?
Yeah, can you guess what my rank is at the moment?
I mean, I'm assuming like you've been getting punished, so like with captaincy, Holland has delivered a lot. So I'm assuming you must be like 4 million.
No, 9.2.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, bro, but 9 million is crazy.
I don't think if
Oh
you
god.
play, but you can be 9.2. I think that that's something like if I left my team at the beginning, I would probably still be around here. It's like it's astronomically. First of all, I'm playing with a challenge, and second of all, I've been punished wherever I could have been punished. Triple Aston Villa, three times my captain got injured during he was my captain and got subbed off in easy games. Every time Saka and Palmer are with some niggles or with injuries, so they have to be either left out of the team. So the best English players are out of my squad. I started with Rogers over Joao Pedro because it was a coin flip and I lost that coin flip. And yeah, that sums up my season because my most expensive players, Wirtz, Palmer, Saka, and Watkins, have done absolutely nothing to support my team and my strategy. And every move I make, it's just minutes risk after minutes risk. I got Richarlison, every other freaking attacker for forward for Spurs is injured, he gets benched. Brighton are struggling, I got Jorginho, he's getting benched. When they score goals, he's nowhere. Rodrigo, the bonus, the defensive contribution monster from City, he's getting subbed off in the 20th minute. When I look at my every week on the bench, I got more than 5-point player, which is it's a bad ordering. But if you can, for example, go to, I would just say, see my points, and we had fixtures Aston Villa versus Burnley. We had.
Just for context, like people on stream can't see
Yeah, I know.
the.
I'm speaking about
Okay, alright.
the things. Then you go Everton
Yeah.
versus Palace, and the last team is Leeds versus Spurs. And you have a defender playing against Liverpool. The most logical thing is to put the Chelsea defender on the bench, and he got more points than the three of them combined. So I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, what the literal hell? How can I predict that this will happen? Then we go to the week before that. Krupi freaking Junior came on and scored a goal, and he got more points than everyone apart from one of my players in the team. Like, how the hell I can go and how the hell I can go and do that? Then we go to game week 5, and I go and Jorginho Ruter, the only return he got, I got him on the bench. He played freaking Spurs while my vice captain Palmer played United and he got subbed off in the 20th minute. And my captain Watkins decided to basically not exist. Then before that we have Muriel with okay, this week was not that bad. We have my free hit with Shade missing a penalty, and instead of being on 10 points, he got on 0. Barnes didn't start for the first time this season, and I had Trippier and Grealish just watching my team struggle on the bench. And I'm like, how can I fight off against this? I'm doing the smart choice and the playing the fixtures. And Cucurella, by the way, you say, okay, he is great defender, but I take a look at his scores, and in the last 3 games, he got a combined 1 point. He's not in form, he's not in a fixture, and then he comes and scores his 7 points against Liverpool. How can I go and beat that thinking? I don't know. I don't go out and surrender my season, but how can I fight against Krupi Jr. coming and scoring a goal and outscoring every other attacker from my team? How can I predict this?
Yeah, no. Yeah.
So
Listen,
yeah,
you've obviously had your fair share of bad luck. Like the template has done well from a captaincy perspective, like because I think the template strategy was like Salah, no Holland for the first 5 weeks. Then people switched to Holland, and
yes.
the template captain has returned every single week for like 8 weeks, sorry, 7 weeks in a row. And like when you don't have that, that's already like you points behind the field, and now your differentials are also blanking the likes of Watkins, the likes of Rogers. You asked me a question earlier. You're like, Like, is there something that disappointed you? Like, Watkins and Rogers should be on that list for you, bro. Like,
Yes,
these
they
guys
are.
have been horrendous, right?
On top of my list, they are. They are literally on the top of the list together with Nottingham Forest. They are just sharing the top spot for disappointments this season. I don't know. I don't know, man. It's very frustrating, and that's why I thought about the wildcard situation. Because I can see myself selling Murillo, Krupi Jr., Richarlison, Watkins, Rogers, Rodri, Jorginho, Konsa. That's already 9 players that I've mentioned without discussing.
Romero,
Yeah,
Romero
Romero.
would
Yeah,
go too.
Romero. Yeah, will go out too, probably. He's not doing bad. If I check his scores, he's doing okayish.
Fixtures though, the fixtures. Look at the fixtures though. They're
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, exactly. So he will go out. So I have a lot of fruit of thoughts. I was thinking about wildcard in 12, but when I look at the fixtures and I'm like, who will I get that much in game week 12 that I will not already have? It's like Liverpool players, but I can only get Konate and Ekitike, and I don't want to go near a Liverpool defender anytime soon. And Ekitike is not going to be nailed for minutes, neither is Wirtz. So this is out. From City, I will have probably a City player now, regardless, because they are 12.2 expected goals already non-penalty, which is a good number. Arsenal, I will have Arsenal. Newcastle, I will get Newcastle. So I was like, why don't I use it now and stop suffer these Aston Villa players' shit performances? And believe me, now I will sell them, and one of them is going to score a hat trick next week, and that will be where I will draw the line of this freaking game. Honestly, if they go and score more than 2 goals after this game against Spurs, I believe. Yes, against Spurs, City, and Liverpool and Bournemouth, this will be the place where I say no. This is enough of jokes on my team.
Yeah, man. I honestly like looking at your squad. I don't know how many transfers you've got, but I would definitely wildcard this team.
Two,
And
two
like,
transfers.
even if we stay two transfer, even if we was stay within the rules, bro, like we could literally cook up something really
Yes.
nice. Like, I'm because yo, there's so many good options to consider. For example, Enzo, from because he's what Argentina, that would count
Yes.
within your
Yes.
rules, right? Paqueta as well. The West Ham have four really good fixtures coming up. You could go to him and then move him to Reinders later. So like that could
No,
work very
Reinders.
well.
No, Reinders. No. He's from
Oh,
Dutch.
Reinders wouldn't work later. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, damn. Yeah. But you could go with Paqueta for now and then
Yes.
see how that would
Let's
work.
go
And
and
you can
discuss
see
your
going.
team and tell me what was your
Okay.
thought
Okay.
process, and then we'll focus on the wildcard building. So you started the season relatively
Wait.
well.
MV, before you start, like, do
Yes.
you want to show the stream like what my team looks like? Because right now they can only see the slides.
No, they're seeing the stream. If you open the stream, they can see the stream. They can see your team.
Okay. And just okay. All right. Yeah, you're good. You're right. Sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. My bad.
this is the team you started with. I want to hear your thought process because we had a discussion before you started the season, and you changed a bit from what we had on that discussion. If you remember, what was your thought process? Can you walk us through?
Yeah, I don't remember like where, like when we talked in preseason because like right before the season started, I went to camp. So I was away I didn't have any internet access for like
Yes.
the last 2 weeks of preseason. I didn't know anything that was going on in preseason. Like even like the template team, I really wasn't aware of it, but I knew what I wanted, right? Palmer was the first name on my team sheet. Salah, he destroyed my season last year. There was no way I was going without him. I didn't care what the fixtures were. So those two were first teams in my team. And because Man United were not in Europe, I wanted Bruno Fernandes as like a season long hold. So like those three things were things I was non-negotiable with, right?
Okay.
Then I was thinking to myself, like, all right, we have a nice Liverpool like situation here because Diaz is gone. And Darwin is gone. So what does that mean? That means Gakpo gets the minutes on the left wing. I was considering, I know the template was on Rodgers, right? I'd already looked at Rodgers in that spot, and I told myself I'm 100% betting against Rodgers because I don't trust Aston Villa attack. I've never been a fan of Morgan Rodgers as a player either. So as a little bit of personal bias, lucky for me, he never punished me. But I looked at the data. Semenyo had better XG per 90. He had better XGI per 90. Bournemouth as a team had better XG, like as a team, better than Aston Villa, and they had no European football, unlike Aston Villa. So I knew 100% I was never going to go Rodgers. So the decision was about Gakpo versus Semenyo, and because Diaz left and because Nunez left, I knew, okay, all right, I have Palmer, Bruno, Salah, and I'm going to go Gakpo because I'm going to be captaining Salah all the time, and I get to enjoy my Gakpo differential points. Gakpo versus Verts, easy decision for me because I'm not a fan of bringing in players that are new to the league. I know Verts was very highly regarded and that sort of thing, but look at what's happened to him. This is an example of why I avoid new players to the Premier League. Now,
I do
obviously,
as
there's
well.
the likes of yeah, like there's always the likes of somebody like Holland. Like, look
Yeah.
at what Holland did in his first game. You remember he came in and I went with Kane instead of Holland, and I switched game week 2. I switched Kane to Holland immediately
Yeah,
because
I
I was
agree
like,
with the new players.
this
I
guy.
try to avoid it. It was my only route to a Liverpool neo attack with Wirtz and Tiki. That's why I started there. But I genuinely would have started Salah Gakpo as well if I didn't have the limitations. For me, that was the no-brainer start from Liverpool perspective. I support that 1,000,000%.
Yeah, so Watkins and like Strand Larson, look, Strand Larson was a pick because I wanted 90 minutes plus penalties, and I also wanted like he had 3 newly promoted sides in the first 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll stick with him for 10 weeks, and then I'll see how the field, like how the league is going, and then I'll make my differential moves in the striker, whoever I like, whoever is looking good, I'll spend it on there. But that was a mistake because I trusted a bad team. And he also got injured as well. So it was like double negative. And then Watkins, he was a template pick. I literally, bro, I'll be honest with you. One of my friends from last year, his name was Benji. He was really high on Watkins. He's the only reason I started with Watkins, bro. I had Solanke in every single draft from preseason, every single one. But then there was a Solanke injury, and I looked at the option of Wood, and I didn't trust his XG per 90, so I went with, and I don't like Joao Pedro because I knew he wasn't going to be on pens, so and I'm more analytically oriented. I like 90 minutes plus pens on as many players as I can get, and so I was like, I'd rather just take Watkins, hope he's on pens now, and then that's kind of what hurt me. But I could have started the season with like Wood or Joao Pedro in that Watkins spot, and I would have upgraded Anderson up to like a better midfielder, like a 6.5. Could have been anyone. I didn't know. I didn't research it at the time. But that's kind of how I started with my front five. Anderson was like a lock for me. I hadn't researched Reinders. I didn't even know who he was, to be honest, bro. So that's why I started here in the attack. Defensively, Pedro Porro, I'd already considered him as a season-long hold. I put a tweet about like Bruno as well as Pedro Porro. Both those threads had like 300-400 likes in preseason. So like everyone was really like buying into this idea of like Bruno as well as potentially Pedro Porro season-long holds. The fixtures came out for Spurs, and I'm like, all right, I'm starting with Porro, and then I'll move around, similar to Strand Larson. I'll move around in that spot. I went with Verbruggen Petrovic rotation. It rotated pretty well, I thought. I actually started the season with Senesi and Anderson, by the way. That's how you know, brother. I did my research, fam. I don't like look. I'm never really gonna be the type of content creator that follows the template. Like I usually look at the template and I ask myself, like, where can I beat them? And I really thought the defense was where I was gonna find an edge. So I went with Senesi Anderson as my own rotation, and now everybody in the whole game has that rotation in their team, which is
Just a
crazy
quick
to think.
question: how did you felt about the Bournemouth situation? Because I looked at Senesi and I remember Senesi from not last year, the season before that, when he was fit, and together with Zabarni, he was playing with. They were pretty good, but when they lost their whole defense apart from Senesi, I was like, usually these teams struggle. For example, you see Liverpool losing 2 fullbacks, they struggle. City losing someone, they struggle. One guy like Saliba dropping for Arsenal, they struggle. And I thought Bournemouth are neither a better side than them, neither the players that they have are better than the players that they have after an injury crisis. And I was like, losing Zabarni, Hausen, Kerkes, Kepa, who made a lot of saves for them, I was like, they're going to probably suffer a lot. And oh boy, I was wrong. But it was interesting for me how you ended up on that situation, because you had 2 Bournemouth defenders in your team, and I'm like, this is a lot of risk you have taken, because let's leave Senesi aside and his defensive contributions. That was going to be a good thing. But you see that now that defensive contributions need to be mixed with clean sheet. It's not enough to get you those 3 points week in and week out. It's just not enough. A team like Palace or a team like Newcastle with clean sheets just outscores these 3 or 4 pointer defenders week in and week out. It's just interesting to me to understand how you felt about the Bournemouth situation, because your 2 players walked in and you have only 1 place, and we all know about Semenyo, we all know about Evan Newson, and probably you were thinking about one of them at some point. So it was going to be
100%,
a triple up on Bournemouth when they lost half of their team immediately. Kluivert was injured, so one of their main attacker was gone. They basically were 5 out of 11 gone from previous season, which is a lot of players.
Yeah, I think like something that's really underrated from an FPL perspective is like having a team that has a good manager. Because, we remember when we had Klopp had the ability to take like these like mediocre players and make them into like almost superstar players. Like he just had this like magic ability with his system that he used. He knew what the players had to do in his system to be successful, right? So he knew what he needed, he knew what he wanted, and because of that, everyone that played in his system that bought into his philosophy did well. Everyone. Like think about it. Like remember we had Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Henderson, Milner, Oxlade-Chamberlain. Everyone, whenever they played, they fit into the system. They did well, right? It's the same thing with Bournemouth, bro.
Yeah,
Because
but
I looked
even
at the
on
midfield.
Arsenal on system struggled. Chelsea in system struggles. City in system struggles when they lose players. It's
Yeah,
not.
but that's like let me put it like this. It's a managerial philosophy that was the issue with Arsenal. So I don't wanna compare that to them because Arteta is changing his philosophy slightly this year. He's becoming more expansive. He was playing haram ball. That's Arteta's own issue, right? Pep has a system where he likes to keep his wingers as wide as possible, so he gives this space to the midfielders and the strikers to score goals, right? Like, that's what his system is. So, like, the system itself has never changed. It's the problem with Man City was the players were so bad that were coming in, they didn't have enough legs in the midfield. They were getting destroyed. Think about it, like Gundo, De Bruyne, Bernardo. They're all too old. They're too slow. They don't have the legs for midfield.
Yeah,
Premier League
but
teams will
still,
destroy you.
players that weren't playing in the Premier League, for me, it was very surprising that they were doing that well. It's like if they bought someone from other Prem teams and they put them together, I was like, okay, they have experience, but getting one French guy out of nowhere, then playing with one defender that was injured for the whole year last time, then getting the backup keeper from Chelsea, then getting Diakite, I think it came from Germany. It's like putting random players in one formation. For me, it was quite surprising to see Raola pull it off, but fair play to you, man. If you had
It's
the
not.
balls
Uh,
to put them
it's
in.
more so like I devalued clean sheets and I prioritized defensive
Yeah,
contributions. That's
yeah.
how I looked at both Senesi and Anderson, where I looked at it like they're going to provide value at 4.5. And I looked at the system that the coach used, and he always put his center back in a really good position. So that's why it would always work out because I knew that the defender that was going to be in that spot would have a lot of defensive contribution. So that's why I went with Senesi.
Yeah, I devalued defensive contributions. I tried mixing them with clean sheets. If you take a look at my team, Spurs at some point, Palace are okayish. Then you have someone like even Forest. You have the Forest defender as well. That is both with attack and both with defensive contributions. Probably it was surprising to see Aina do it. But yeah, you had a pretty nice start. Moving forward, looking at your team, we have not a transfer. Oh, yes, I don't see a transfer. So you saved one transfer. Yeah, the captaincy from Palmer didn't work out because he missed the West Ham game. Probably he would have been on that goal scoring though from those 5 goals, but you never know. Yeah, the team, then we move to 3. And here is the first 2 transfers that you did. You brought in Cunha, I see as well, and you brought in Thiago, which I like. And this should have
Mm.
hurt probably, man. 14 points from
Yeah,
Senesi on the bench.
yeah. You
It
know
was
what? Like,
against who? Oh, Spurs. Yeah, I was not playing him
yeah,
against Spurs.
yeah. Like if you look at it, like in FPL, you want to sort of get to who the best players are before the template gets there, but you also want to get the points that you would get ahead of the template. So it's like the issue is that Senesi was a template pick, and I benched him for his biggest haul before everybody started to move to him. So even though I owned him before everyone else, I didn't really benefit enough.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, so that was like and you know what? It was a 50-50 decision between Anderson and Senesi. Both of them got auto subbed on because Dorgu had 0 minutes.
Yeah,
So it's just the way that I benched it. And like I ended up putting Anderson ahead of him, which was probably my mistake.
yeah, probably for Fulham it was not going to be. What did I do with my screen? Okay, I did something that was not expected. So game week 3, and then we move to game week 4 and your wildcard. And why did you wildcard so early? What made you wildcard so early?
Yeah, I get this question a lot. I'll probably get this question every season. But I looked at my team. If you go back 1 week to my last week's team, when I
Yes.
was sitting there with it, I was looking at it and I was thinking to myself, okay, I've already used 2 transfers. And Thiago came in, he got me the goal. Cunha came in, he got me the blank, but he's now injured. And I was sitting there like, I'm not sure if I like Watkins either. So I was thinking to myself, I think Watkins to Gyökeres was an upgrade. I was thinking that didn't and Strand Larson was injured too. I didn't want to be playing Thiago every week. So I didn't really like my strikers. And then Cunha was injured, so I didn't want to play him. So those issues, and I also didn't like Nottingham Forest defense. Like within the first 3 weeks, I knew something was wrong. So I was like, I don't like my Nico Williams pick, and I'd already seen Palace picking up the points. I was on Lacroix in preseason the whole time, and then on the last day. Bro, the biggest mistakes I made were whenever you change your team on the last day
Yeah.
before the deadline, always a mistake. So I went from Lacroix to Nico Williams on the deadline because every content creator had a Nottingham Forest defender. Biggest mistake. And then like going for Watkins instead of like a 7.5 striker and upgrading the Anderson spot, another mistake. But those were things that I didn't like. So
Yeah.
that's why I wildcarded so I could fix
So
it.
before I take your notes, let's see the chat because I've seen a lot of questions there and we completely forgot about them. And I just opened the chat and I've seen several. So yeah, people were recommending who are the people that were unexpectedly bad. Your week is giving me a permission to abandon the challenge. No, I will keep it and I will die on that hill because I want to make a different team push, but we'll see. Newcastle defender is criminally underrated. Yeah, I would say Tio, that's true. Your week is referring your name kanji for an anime character that's about a gambling addict. I don't know if you know this about yourself. Star Brace from Cortex. Dara is here with I love the stream. You're the best. Thank you, Dara. Thanks so much. Tio, yeah, is speaking about the Benfica points. I need a cleansing ritual. Probably I need to get my bad mojo out of the way. Probably with a wild card, that will be my cleansing ritual. Hello, Sandri. Nice to see you. Hello, Kevi. Hello to everyone that has just joined. Sandri, 3 free transfers. My bench is Dubravka and Dai Richard Starkovsky. Bench boost, yes or no? What do you think, Kanji? And Dai Richard Starkovsky? Probably no from me against City.
No way. No
Yeah,
way.
and for
No.
me is no. Sandri. Yeah, and that's everything that we've got. Thank you for all the questions. Sorry guys if we are avoiding you. It's not on purpose, I promise, but we are speaking about different stuff. We haven't talked in a while, so yeah, we'll try to improve for future streams that we have for you guys. So yeah, now talk me through your wildcard and what got you hooked on that wildcard. I see that you've kept some of the players. And Cortex saying, by the way, thank you for keeping your word, for putting on a Liverpool shirt.
Yeah, bro. I had to put the Liverpool shirt on. Every time I'm with you, I'll always put the Liverpool shirt on, bro. I gotta show the pride.
Yeah. So yeah, you got. Walk me through your wildcard. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Okay. All right, so let me pull it up. Okay, so it was Senesi Anderson rotation. So
Yes.
that was from a game week 1 thing, was never changing that. Arsenal looked incredible defensively,
Yes.
so I knew I wanted a piece of the Arsenal defense. This was, by the way, I was wildcarding in game week 4. I think everyone else wildcarded in game week 6. So I tried to get on players that I think other players would have probably wanted to get on. So for example, like Reinders has become one of the best value picks in the game. Even though he hasn't gotten GA recently, he's still a great pick with Man City's incredible fixture run in the future. Um, I had already admired Semenyo all of like preseason. Last season, he's been one of my favorites. He was an easy pick on wildcard. Bruno was a season-long hold. Watkins to Gyökeres was a no-brainer because at the time Saka wasn't fit, and I knew Arsenal's fixture run was good enough that I wanted one attacker and one defender longer term. And I always believed Arsenal could have won the league in the last few years. So I like exposure to Arsenal myself, and I wanted Salah for captaincy. Lacroix over Nico Williams was an easy pick on wildcard. And I knew if I went Van Dijk, I could easily get to Gabriel. It could be like Van Dijk for Burnley and Everton, move to Gabriel for the nice fixture run, and then move back to Liverpool after that for their good fixture run. So that's kind of what I was thinking. I would keep Lacroix, I'd keep Anderson Senesi, and then I'd rotate Van Dijk, and then I would keep Raya long term. So I had access to both Arsenal and Liverpool defensively. I've never been a fan of Man City defense. I know they've improved. They've bought in Donnarumma, so maybe I might have to change my opinion on that. Um, yeah, that's kinda how I was looking. I honestly thought that even Nielsen and Mateta, one of them would be a really good pick long term, and then I would just sell the other one once I bench boosted.
Yeah, so in game week 5 you bench boosted. Directly bench boosted.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
bro, once you wildcard, it's nice to just bench boost immediately, right?
Yeah, and it was a success, 20 points, I would say. Were those players going to be on the bench regardless of you bench boosting or not, or that was just for a show?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I always bench, like, appropriately, man. I never, like to mess around with it, like, I think, can you scroll down to the fixtures? I think,
Yes.
Fulham had Brentford that week, so I was gonna start Anderson because I wasn't sure if Brentford could score, and then Bournemouth had Newcastle. I'd always back Newcastle to
Yeah.
score a goal. I think it was at St. James's Park, I could be wrong,
No, it's
but
on
I was
Bournemouth ground.
backing, oh yeah, it was Bournemouth at home. Yeah, but against Newcastle at home, it's still not as strong as Fulham at home to Brentford, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
So
And City
that's
versus
why he was on my
Arsenal.
bench. Exactly. And so like look, I had too much exposure to Man City, like in this game. Sorry, I had too much exposure to Arsenal in this game. Like I didn't think Gyökeres was going to get anything,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to bench him because he could pick up a pen in any game, right? And then it was like Reinders and Raya. I was like, maybe it could be a low scoring game. Like Arteta could play Haram ball and it could be 0-0. So I was thinking to myself, like, okay, I could get a return from Raya there. But if they score, I'm hoping Reinders gets the assist. And luckily for me, that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened. That's the only reason my bench boosted well. If Reinders blanked and Holland scored, then I would have been in trouble, bro.
Yeah. But it was a success. 20 points with an injury. I would say it's injury or no on Tosin.
Bro, this guy, Tosin was playing every single game.
Yeah.
Like if you click him, he had like I think he played 80 minutes. Do you remember the game where Sanchez picked up a red card?
Yes.
So that was the game, and then he got subbed on. And he
Oh,
still ended up with 0 points because he conceded so many goals and he picked up a yellow card.
yeah, yeah, yeah. 90, 90, 90, 90. Yeah,
When you want a bench boost, no minutes, and now he's injured.
yeah. It's tough for sure. And game week 6, when everyone wildcarded, you triple captained, which is very,
Yes.
very good
Which
decision.
is the reason I wanted to wildcard early, was like I knew the template wildcard week was coming in either 6 or 8, and I was thinking to myself, like, I wanna be using either the triple captain in game week 6 or free hit in game week 6. So I just decided to go early, and so that way it opened up the triple captain. Salah was out of form, so it became an obvious move to just sell Salah, get Haaland in. This was my first week owning him in maybe like 2.5 years. Um, so I've never been a Haaland fan, but my issue from last season MV was like disrespecting captaincy.
Yeah,
And now that I'm respecting captaincy, FPL is just easy.
yeah. It's
So
just
Haaland
captain the
in, triple
template pick.
captain.
It's the respect we're giving. Last year I did it and I got a very good rank. That's the truth that everyone needs to understand, that you get a good rank if your captain scores every week. And that's the honest truth. If your captain gets you 50 points or 30, 35 points every week, you're sorted. So it doesn't matter if you have a big differential or not here and there. Yeah, it's nice, but if your captain is consistent, you're getting good scores. Like last year I had Salah, this year you have Haaland. I think that with good captaincy, good score is it's just inevitable. And you have to be very thankful that Haaland played that game, because if he hasn't, you would have been on a -3 points with your vice captain. So that's something that was going to be, that's
that's
probably
it.
the
That's a
biggest
really good
difference
point. Yeah.
between a triple captains that I've seen. It's 48 points for one and -1 for the other. For me, that's probably the biggest difference I've seen ever between captains and vice captains. So congratulations that he played.
Yeah, thank God he did. I mean,
Yeah.
that would have been devastating.
And game week 7, you got rid of Tosin for Richards. And did you do anything else? No. So yeah,
No.
that's what we see here.
Bro, I've been aggressive with my moves, right? So like if I break this down for you, okay? I have 1.3 in the bank at this
Nice.
moment in time. I've built this team where I want Van Dijk as my differential. I know nobody likes Liverpool defense, and I'm happy with that. I don't want anybody to own Van Dijk because I want Van Dijk to be like 2 or 3% owned, right? Because when you like a pick, you want everybody to not own them. So that's why I really like Van Dijk, okay?
Yeah.
Differential, he'll climb me up the ranks. He's overpriced, but if you scroll down on my team, you'll see my team value, right? My team value, if you scroll down, because I went early on my wildcard, I've been able to pick up a lot.
101.4.
I've been
That's
able to
nice.
pick up a lot of team value on the field. I'd say I have at least 0.5 maybe on like most managers, I would say. Maybe it depends when you wildcarded, but I probably have 0.5 team value on you. So what I'm thinking is I'll spend that premium on Raya and I'll spend that extra premium and go with Van Dijk alongside of Gabriel. So what I can do now that I've done Richards, Senesi, and Anderson, the three best 4.5s in the game, in my opinion, I can go for Van Dijk plus Gabriel. Put those two in the back, put Raya in the back, never touch them for the rest of the season, basically. Now, I can obviously do Van Dijk to Frimpong when Salah's away at AFCON. Like, I can do Van Dijk later to Kukurea. Like, I can figure it out on that side. But Gabriel and Raya are set for the rest of the season. And ideally, I want Van Dijk in that spot. I have money in the bank to do Lacroix up. So that's why it makes sense. And what I would do is rotate Senesi, Richards, and Anderson for one spot in my team. So that is like my defense set for the rest of the season. At least that's how I look at it, okay? Because I look at the center backs of Van Dijk and Gabriel. I know people think Liverpool are overrated, blah, blah, but I'm still going to get C-bits from Van Dijk. Like,
Yeah.
he's the best
You
defender of all time. Like, and like when we do well, he'll keep clean sheets. He'll pick up bonus in those games because the defenders get subbed off. You know, he subs off Bradley for Frimpong. He subs off Kirkus for Robertson. Like they don't get enough minutes to even pick up enough underlying VPS. So unless the goalie's making saves, Van Dijk is probably picking up the bonus if they keep a clean.
yeah.
So I really like Van Dijk as a differential. And then moving into the midfield, this is where I need to have some fun. This like essentially nailing captaincy for the rest of the season is like my path to success. Right. So like if I can nail captaincy because I love my defense, I don't want to spend another transfer on it for the rest of the year. I'm like happy to sit there. I will mention though, the only thing I'm uncomfortable with is not having a Newcastle defender. But for 0.5 less, I'm able to get DEFCONs. So I'm hoping that I can just rotate my 4.5s and I'll be okay with it. Anyways, so now moving forward, the key is okay, where is Bukayo Saka? When is Palmer coming back? If he's not coming back, what about Enzo? What about João Pedro? And when are you going to go back to Mo Salah? If not, who is the differential to consider? So those are like the three key attacking questions that I'm considering.
I see that you don't have Newcastle, Spurs, Chelsea. Yeah, those are the three main teams that you're missing from the top of the league. Are you not content with selling Evan Nilsson to Ultimate or something like in a midfield to get probably Gordon? Seems like a shout, or someone from Spurs like Kudus. I know that these are pretty template picks, but I feel like the fixtures are good. I think that your Ndai, Reinders, and Evanilson and Paqueta are your funny spots. Like, I don't see you selling Semenyo, Bruno, Gyökeres, or Haaland, even for chasing something. I think that with the cheap assets that you are seeing, and Reinders, Evanilson, Paquetá, you can do some kind of rotation there that can get you good fixture runs. I don't see a Palace attacker, which we've seen on the chart that they are very good. And I think that's... I know that you are trying to nail down captaincy, but with the form that Haaland is in, I don't think that in the next probably 11 or 12 weeks, if he's fit, you need to think about captaincy until Christmas, I would say. I don't see a reason.
Can you pull up game week 11 and then game week 12? So let's start with game week 11. We can just discuss that.
Yes.
So what I was looking at around that time is like this is the first week to bet against Holland because I know Liverpool haven't looked that great defensively. However, my stat that I would like to bring up is that if you leave the Estavio shot out of the data, Chelsea had only created 0.3 xG in the game. Now, obviously, you caveat that with Man City being the best attack in the league, but he has never really scored. I don't know, he might have scored at home versus Liverpool, but
He
he
has.
struggles against Van
He
Dijk
has
historically.
scored. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, but he's not going to destroy us either way. So, like, I'm very happy to back against him, assuming Konate is fit for that game. I will captain against Holland very easily. So the question is who to get to, right? So
Gyökeres,
in
you
this
have
week,
them.
there are some good options. Yeah, Gyökeres is there, Saka is there, Palmer is there, Enzo, right? Those would be the options to consider. So I want to just make sure that I can get to the player that I want for that week.
Yeah, in
So
game
that's the
week
first
12,
thing, 11.
it's Newcastle, the other tough week for you. And here the captaincy is Chelsea, probably. Palmer, I would say.
Well, it's funny that you go straight to Chelsea, right? I think the field will go to Chelsea because it's cheaper, but the real captain is Mo Salah, brother. I would back Mo
Oh,
Salah
yes. Yeah,
against
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Postecoglou anytime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
anytime,
I
bro.
didn't, I thought
Salah
that
against
I didn't
bro.
see against Forest.
Last yeah, yeah. Bro, if Postecoglou stays at Forest, I will be on Mo Salah captain 100%.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
So
it's only
I
for
need
that
to
week,
find a
man.
way.
It's only for that week. And then from game week 13, I think you're back to Haaland, regardless. So unless, probably, I would say you can free hit in 12 and get the right captain. You haven't used it, right? I didn't see it.
Correct.
I
Yeah,
would
that's
say
correct.
that this is the place where you can consider free hitting for that week because City will face Newcastle, which is always tough. Arsenal will face Spurs, which is always a tough game, and you can focus on the absence of Chelsea, that you have the mighty absence of Liverpool against Postecoglou, that you see you can... There aren't a lot of fixtures, but Palace against Wolves is another team that you're missing offensively. You can focus on Sarr and Mateta. I think that if you avoid game week 11 and just captain Gyökeres and then free hit in 12 to stack up on the Liverpool assets, on the Chelsea assets, and on the Palace assets, I think that you can safely just start making funny business with the 4 players that we discussed, with Reinders and Evan Nilsson and Paqueta, and you have the best captaincy for every week. Probably when you have one of the best captaincy for 11, and then you're sorted for the rest of the season, and you can do 5 transfers in game week 16 because you have them, and then you have in game week 17 again 5 transfers on the bank. So I think you can be in a strong push for a top 10k finish if you play your game correctly. And I think that free hitting in 12, it's, for me, it makes the most sense for you, and you just
It
focus
does.
on
It
everything
does.
else.
So the only issue with your plan is if Palace beat Liverpool in the cup, there's a chance there's going to be a double game week in the first half of the season.
I don't think
So
there will be a
if
double week if they... I think they will be blanking in the first part of the season. I don't see a place in the calendar where they can fit a random fixture before Christmas, let's say. But you can... you already have 2 Palace players in your team, so you have the defenders that you have sorted. You just get Sarr and you're in a triple up for Palace, and then you have to find out who they are free hitting, double weeking against, and get one player if it's good or not, and that's it. I think that
yeah,
everyone is just overestimating that possible double up, when especially you have already players. Yes, you sell Lacroix, but that would mean that in the funny business of Evan Nilsson and Reinders and Paqueta, you can get Sarr and Mateta and you're sorted. So you have the transfers because you're not using them anywhere. You mentioned Lecroix to Gabriel and you're done. And then it's just chasing differential cheap assets elsewhere. You have the reliability of Semenyo, Fernandez, Haaland, and Gyökeres, and you just can make risky moves with everyone else, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. What you're saying makes a lot of sense. You know why? I have no Chelsea
Yes,
and I have no Liverpool. So like going free hit game week 12 makes a lot of sense. I will definitely outscore my current team in that week.
yes,
Like,
yes.
it makes sense. So
And you have the
yeah,
best
I will
captain that you
definitely
want.
consider it.
You have
Exactly. I want
around
Salah,
Palmer.
bro. I want the
Yeah,
king.
you have
Bro,
Palmer,
the thing
Salah,
is,
everyone that you need. Caicedo, if you want him for defensive. But you push with Mateta, Sar, Salah, and Palmer. You already have 4 attackers. So I don't think you would. And probably you get a random Liverpool attacker if you know that Isaac is starting. If you see that in midweek it was Ekitike that played more minutes. Gakpo might be on the horizon. So I think that and Chelsea you can get Joao Pedro or some random midfielder like Estevao if you know that he's starting with others being injured. I think that you can get into a pretty good position in 12, and for the rest your team is just solid and you don't need to
yeah,
overthink that double week because powers might double up. Who cares? You have already so many players from them, and yeah, you will get to them with those
yeah.
free transfers that were getting gifted in game week 16 or 17.
In my ideal world, what you're saying is exactly what I do
Yeah,
in an ideal world.
yeah,
So when we get there, we'll talk about it.
yeah. Okay, so let's move to my wildcard plans now. No
All
questions.
right.
So Cortex said that he will steal your idea for Van Dijk, and it's not anymore a secret. So any other player will have him. So yeah, good luck, Cortex, in there. And we have Sandri and Jorvik having a discussion between themselves. So yeah, let's keep the chat going. And I promise that I will take a look at it. So now this is what the hell is this? Okay, this is my team, and I click the transfer button. I will not activate the wildcard yet, but I don't have issues with funds because I'm not buying anyone expensive. I don't need Gyökeres, Isaac, Fernandez. I don't need Salah, so I don't need funds. Basically, if you take a look at my value, I think I'm one of the lowest in the game. Yes, 99.2.
Oh my God.
You can see how ravished my team was from Murillo, Watkins, Rogers, Palmer, Saka. Everyone was just losing me. The only player that I got plus so far is Ekitike that I started with, and I'm like, okay, that's it. So this is the blank template of my team. What?
Okay. Have you bench boosted it already?
No, only free hit it.
Oh.
Not triple
Okay, so
captain
do you
as
know
well.
which week you'd want to bench boost?
No, I don't have any plans yet.
Oh man. Okay. Um, that makes it really hard to wildcard.
I would
You
probably
have to
look at
okay.
my team and see good fixtures, and I would say press the bench boost like you did. You bench boosted when your attacker faced your goalkeeper, and you did all right. It's not. I'm not going to overthink it. If I have 12 good fixtures, I'll be all for it, and that will be it. Probably. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Okay.
mind it.
So let's start with like the first name in your team sheet. Like who is the first one that's not negotiable for you?
This guy.
Yeah, see, it's funny how like, earlier in like maybe 5, 10 minutes ago, you were saying like, yo, when you have Gyökeres, you have the best captain. I'm like, nah, bro, like Saka's the best captain. So
One
yeah,
of the best captains because Gyökeres stays more fit, and I cannot afford Gyökeres. So for me, it's the only way to afford the Arsenal attack is going for Saka. So that's why he's non-negotiable because I don't have any other route to that attack. If I was to spend 0.9 less, yes, I might have gone there, but I don't have that luxury. So it's Saka for me is the first name on the
okay,
team sheet. My
easy
captain
move,
in
easy
my
move.
captain in a lot of weeks to say
Okay,
because
now what about
I
yeah,
see
what about
Fulham, Burnley, Sunderland. Yeah,
what about Arsenal defense? So we need one Arsenal defender. Which of those picks can you have?
everyone apart from Timber.
Okay. So, all right. Well, that leaves you with Gabriel or Raya, really. So, which one do you prefer?
To be fair, I was thinking about both in a sense, but for sure, I need probably Gabriel because I can rely on him in every situation. And even if he has a bad fixture down the road with Spurs, with Chelsea, with Villa, I can still play him. And his ceiling is higher than Raya. And I want his ceiling because I think his floor is also higher than Raya's. So I don't see a weak and potential place where I would say Raya will outscore Gabriel in any sense in my eyes. So that's the defender that I want to go for, probably.
Okay. So if you're going with Gabriel, let's talk about goalies at the end. Let's
Yes,
talk about goalies at the end.
yes.
Don't think it's that important. I would agree. These are probably the two, honestly, bro, these are two of the best picks in the game, honestly.
I wanted to
So,
here say when I was building my view of the wildcard in 6 because I wanted to build a different view from other content creators. I had 3 non-negotiable picks: Gabriel, Semenyo, and Haaland. For me, they were the pures in that wildcard strategy. If you wildcarded and not gone for them, I think that you're doing something wrong. And I think that there is a place that you can go differential, but there is just stubbornness for being differential when you have every player in the game. And I think that for me, Gabriel since then has scored 21 points that I could have gotten in game week 6 if I didn't wait for what's his name, Watkins and Rogers to not do anything in 2 weeks in a row. So yeah, 21 points would have been in the bag for me, and I think that this is non-negotiable to go for Gabriel in my team, and Arsenal attacker for me is Saka.
okay. All right. So then the last question is, are you going to consider going for Gyökeres or would you consider going for double defense?
I cannot get Gyökeres.
Because it's not included in the rules. Okay. So he's excluded. So then you have another option. Would you consider Declan Rice in the midfield?
Yes, highly.
Let's take a look at his stats. Like how is he looking?
I would consider him highly. He's getting goals, assist, 1 goal and 3 assists. He has.
Yeah, is he getting DEFCON as well?
Boom, 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 boom. 2 times
He's picked up DEFCON twice and he
in
has three
hard fixtures.
returns.
In hard fixtures, Newcastle and Liverpool.
This is basically, what we call Arsenal set piece FC. So if you go for Declan Rice and Saka, you're really believing in set piece FC, bro.
Yes.
Because you have the free kick taker, you have the corner taker on both sides, and you have the main aerial threat in the defense.
Yeah, I want to keep my third Arsenal option open to the end because I can go on a second defender, I can go to the keeper, I can go to Declan Rice, but I want to see where my team will lack something because I feel like it will lack something in midfield when I go through the players in my mind that I can afford and I can get. So it's probably my thought process was Declan Rice, but I want to see that injury issue. It's a little bit worrying. I don't know if that's an issue or not, but I want to see how the week goes. But yeah, Declan Rice is my third Arsenal option, or the other option is Saliba. It's one of the two. Saliba, Raya,
Okay.
or Rice. One of the three, sorry.
Okay. So I guess the first can of worms is going to be Bruno Fernandes.
He's not in the contest. I cannot
Okay,
get.
so you can't consider him.
Yes,
And you can't go for Salah and you can't go for Holland, right?
yes,
Wow. That's tough.
yes,
Okay. All right. So you're gonna need a Cole Palmer when he comes back. He would be the best differential for you to own one, but now he's not that important. But when he comes back, you'll want him in the midfield.
yes, I do.
Mm. Okay, so I'm already locking into what you're doing. Okay. So then the next thing would be, what about Enzo Fernandez from Chelsea?
Yes, that's
Chelsea
the
have a
option
really
that
good
I
fixture
wanted.
run.
I wanted an Enzo Fernandez option as well because he has penalties, he has goal threat, and he has defensive contributions almost locked in some fixtures. Time he has it, the other he doesn't. but I wanted Enzo to be my Chelsea midfield cover because I cannot get Caicedo. I prefer Caicedo, but I can't. And I want probably to take out Enzo when Palma returns. So it will be Enzo, a player that I needed for me.
Okay. And then another really interesting differential to the field would be Anthony Gordon. So he's from England.
Yes,
He's fighting for a World Cup spot.
yes,
So they have basically played Arsenal and Liverpool already. So every fixture for the rest of the season is good except the Man City fixture for them.
yes,
Now it's
but
not just Anthony Gordon. You could consider, Dan Burn. You can go for Pope. You could go Trippier. There's a lot of options to consider.
to be fair, I was considering Quotemate. It's someone that I consider because Wissa injury news are giving me some hopes that he will be for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 games nailed in that spot. I think that he will do well. I was considering Gordon. For me, he is a very underrated pick. But the issue with Gordon is that they have Barnes, they have Murphy, then have Elanga that they want to use on these wings. And when they take the lead, they take him out. And that's not something fun for me to have. Because when they have UCL, they want Gordon fully operational there. And they might even bench him in the league. That's the worry around it. And that's the worry with Ultimate. But they cannot play Usua is the guy called in Newcastle.
Yeah,
Am I right?
Osula.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy is not
Yeah.
going to play instead of Ultimate for me. I think that it's not going to happen. So until Wissa is injured, I was feeling Ultimate from Newcastle for sure as one of the picks.
Mm. Well, the striker positions are very difficult. I'm not even sure who is available for you.
Almost everyone, to be fair. Apart from the expensive
Mm.
guys, almost everyone. You can, if you go to the
Okay.
forwards and we take a look at forwards, I can get Pedro, Bowen, Ekitike, Thiago, Richarlison, Wotemate, Evanilson, Foster, Watkins, Mateta, Welbeck, Calvert-Lewin. The striker spot is the place where I can get the most out of, basically, because
Okay.
I have a
Okay.
lot of options there.
Okay. So if we're wildcarding this week, I think you should go heavy on West Ham. I think you could build a team with both Paqueta and Bowen and use them as your differentials versus the field to climb. If you open up like West Ham's fixtures from either Bowen or Paqueta, I think they have Brentford at home, Leeds away, Newcastle at home, Burnley at home, Bournemouth away. Like I actually like that as a differential in either one of the spots, midfield or attack.
I was
And it
thinking
looks like a
getting
lot of
Paqueta and bench him in some games where he has it hard and play him where he has it easier. I know he's penalty taker, 90 minutes, blah, 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 so I can use him as a bench fodder. But for example, against Newcastle, I would prefer not to play him if I have a better option. While if I had Bowen, I would want to play him because it's Bowen and he can score against freaking everyone and he's good as it gets. But
yeah.
I was thinking, honestly, as you mentioned about a double up here, for me, that was what makes sense. Because if Paqueta is not on the field, Bowen is taking penalties. If not, Bowen is the main target in attack. I feel like having them both is somewhere I push on the ranks, which is something I would want to do. So I like it this way. Do you like
Okay.
it this way?
Now we need yeah. 100%, yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, if I'm wildcarding, you can't go Bruno, you can't go Salah, you can't go Holland. Who else is there really to consider? And then I forgot about my boy Antoine Semenyo, but you can't go to him either, right?
This guy.
Yeah.
Cheeky
But
Phil
look,
Foden.
bro, the problem with Foden is now Marmoush and Turkey are going to be back in training. They're expected to come back for the game.
Yes,
So the minutes for him are not going to be good.
yeah, and that's an issue because he is the only. Oh, Cherky is attacker that I can get, but I don't know when he will play, and that's an issue.
Come on, bro. This is tough. So what are the other midfielders that you could get?
Midfielders is the toughest spot, to be fair. When I take a look, so I don't know if this guy Anthony from where he is. Let me look at it. But J Don Anthony English, so I can get Anthony. Rice is someone that I was referring to because I mentioned that I can get. Grealish is someone that I can take for longer term. I can avoid the Game Week 8 bad fixture and just consider them having Spurs, Sunderland, Fulham, United. It's not easy, but it's not the toughest, I would say. And as we can see, they can score goals. And then they have Newcastle, Bournemouth, Forest. They don't have that tough of a run, so I can easily rotate Grealish with Paqueta.
I think you can like move to Grealish. Like if you go back to Everton's fixtures, I think there's a good run. I think like game week 18 or 17 from there.
18,
18,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can get to Grealish at that time. I don't think you go here now.
Yeah, so I sort by
I don't.
price, and I can get to Wirtz, of course, but we don't want Wirtz. I can get to Cunha. Do we want Cunha? I don't know, probably not. We can get to
No.
Eze. That's someone that I might consider, but not that
Yeah,
much.
because Odegaard picked up an injury.
Yeah, exactly. And he has been delivering some results, but I prefer Rice, to be fair. I have the set piece taker, I have the nailed guy. Gordon, as we mentioned, it's someone that I can get. Gibbs White, Shade, Martinelli, Rogers, Enzo,
Bro,
and
Gordon is clear of all of these guys to me, man. I would put Gordon in the midfield and lock down the fourth spot.
yeah,
I like
probably, yeah.
him a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, I would get Gordon.
The-
And now I have 4
Bro, I
penalty
would.
takers in my team.
Yeah, I know. The issue now is okay. You can't get Semenyo. That's the problem.
No, I can't.
That's actually a problem. No Semenyo, no Salah,
No
no
Haaland.
Holland, no
Yes.
Bruno. What the hell? That's crazy. Damn. Okay, so let's come back to the midfield. Let's go back to the striker spot. So we have no Holland, so you can get any striker in the game.
This guy I
Should
like a
open up
lot.
a lot of options. Okay, makes sense. So would you be willing to go with double Palace?
Where?
Like double Palace attack?
Who is the second double attack?
Well, you can't get to Sar. Oh, damn.
This guy is the player that I can get. I don't know how his name is written.
Jeremy Pino.
Pino, yes, Pino, yeah. This is
Nah, bro,
the.
chill, fam. Nah, bro.
Where is he?
There's no way, bro.
This guy. I think I can get Jeremy Pino is Spanish footballer. Yes, I can get to Jeremy Pino.
No chance, bro. Can't get here.
Yep.
Like, I think the strikers that I would like would be Ivan Nilsson, Mateta. I think that's basically it. Maybe if you went down to Calvert-Lewin so you could upgrade funds for elsewhere.
Where
Other
for
than that,
where?
I don't really
I
like.
have 47 million. I've got 7 players in my team. I don't need cheap players, man.
Okay, let's put Raya immediately then. Like get the best goalie then. Easy. Very easy.
I was
Okay, that's
contemplating
easy.
Donnarumma, by the way.
Why not just go to Vardiol? I mean, you have money to spend.
Vardy is Croatian. I cannot go to him.
Oh man. All right, okay.
And if I lock
So
in
if you
Raya, I
go,
cannot go Rice.
oh, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So you can't go Vardiol, then I wouldn't touch any Man City. Maybe O'Reilly, but that would be a crazy differential.
Who is the
Um,
O'Reilly? No. I don't want players that are not nailed for minutes.
yeah,
That's
he's not nailed. He's
that's
not
why
nailed.
I prefer Donnarumma here instead of Raya.
Well, you can't go Saliba because Saliba hasn't been nailed.
Yeah, but I want
That's the
Rice. I
problem.
prefer Rice as my third Arsenal.
Okay. So if we go Rice in the midfield, let's see what we can cook if we go Rice. Now we need to think about the defense.
I
So
have
the
the defense.
defense,
It's Senesi, Burn, Gabriel.
okay.
Let me
I've
go to
already
the
looked at this Senesi Burn rotation, by the way. It's really good. Long term, that's like one of the best rotations I've seen.
and Gay.
For your Okay, so you have to go get. You can't go to
Oh,
Munoz.
I can get Lacroix or Gay.
You have money to burn, so I'm trying to think, like, where are you even going to spend this money anyway?
I have three positions that I can spend on. I can get a
Yeah, no, but even
5.6
if you spend the
keeper.
max.
I can get
No, no, no,
Alisson
no,
for
don't
when
do
he
that. Don't do
returns.
that. No, no, don't do No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. I think you could consider, like, I don't think you should go Pope because I like the Dan Burns Senesi rotation.
What
I
about
like
Gay or
this.
Lacroix? I like Gay because he's getting a lot of attacking chances this season.
Assist.
Yeah, he has 0.5 expected assists against Everton. That's crazy. And 0.2 expected
What's his
goals.
what's his XGI per 90? 0.16? What's Lacroix's?
0.16, while Lacroix is 0.06.
0.06. Damn, and he's cheaper.
I don't care
What
about
about
money.
Defcons?
I don't care about money, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a good point. Money isn't an issue here.
Lacroix
That's
is way better
interesting.
for Defcons. 10,
Yeah, no,
13. He has 72 overall, while Gay has 57.
big. That's 25. That's like 5 extra every game for Lacroix. Yeah, I would go to Lacroix, bro.
But to be
For
fair,
your
he got them in 3 games in a row.
Yeah, that's true.
And he
I mean,
got
there's
more
nothing in
attacking
it, so it's up to
potential.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing in it, bro.
And the other
There's nothing in
player
it,
I
really.
was contemplating was either keep Kukurea or get Chauba for rotation.
Bro, you have the money. Go put Kukurea, man. You have the money.
I have Kukurea now.
You,
Yeah.
so can you actually like open up the Chelsea fixtures? Open it
Yeah,
up. Let me see.
he has Forest, Sunderland, Spurs, Wolves, Burnley, Leeds, Everton.
Yeah. So and like if you scroll down, I think there's a really, really good fixture run, like 20. Yeah, right there, right there.
Yeah,
22 to 27.
yeah,
He's an incredible pick.
yeah.
Even I want to get to Kukurea at that time. So
I
I think
like
you have to be
Kukurea,
able
yeah.
to. Yeah, so I think okay, if you rotate Senesi with Burn, you need to find a defender that rotates with Cucurella, bro.
Where
I
in
think
game
like you
week
have to.
which? In game week
Yeah,
10
so
and in game week
yeah, 10,
13
13,
and
yeah, 10,
15.
13,
10,
yeah.
13,
So
15, 10, 13, 15, 10, 13, 15. So 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 Palace plays Brentford, okay. 13 they play United. In 15 they play what's their name? Fulham. Okay.
mm.
Liverpool 10 play Aston Villa, 13 play West Ham, 15 play Leeds. Okay.
Yo, wow, can you afford Van Dyke?
It's no, I can get Konate.
Ooh. So you're telling me you can rotate Cucurella with Konate? That's actually
Yes.
crazy.
But I don't know if I want this. I can get Brighton, Leeds, Forest, West Ham, by the way. It's
Oh
not
wow, okay.
a
Can
bad
you
rotation
get
at
to
all.
that? They have that like wing back who's really attacking De Kuiper.
No, he's Belgium.
Damn.
I can get to Everton. 10 is Sunderland, but no, 13 is Newcastle. Fulham, no.
Wait. But that's not that bad though, because Newcastle attack isn't like really, really strong. Like the Newcastle is really good defensively. So wait, so it would be like Sunderland, Newcastle, Forest, and Newcastle and Forest are at home. That's not bad.
Yes, and I can get Tarkovsky there.
That's actually not a bad pick because Tarkovsky could give you the DEFCONs too.
Yeah, and I can play him in every game if I have injury issues, which is something
Yeah, so
that.
he'll always be. Yeah, so
But
one of your guys will be first bench. I like that.
if you contemplate only rotation like 10, 13, and 15, when will I bench boost? Because
So not
I
in
will
those
have only
weeks.
rotating defenders all the time, and I can play. So you mentioned Bournemouth rotates well with Newcastle, right?
Yeah.
So I cannot bench boost in 8. I can bench boost in 9 probably, where Newcastle face Fulham. In 9, Chelsea faces Sunderland. Arsenal faces Crystal Palace. And if I get Everton is against Spurs or Liverpool is against Brentford, I can get Konate but if he's fit, because he pulled out of the what's named the international season,
Oh
or
man,
I can
that
get Tarkovsky to bench boost against what's his name against Spurs at
Tottenham.
home.
Spurs will score though. Spurs will score.
Yeah, but how many? That's the question.
Yeah, that's true. Because he'll end up with 4 points even if he concedes.
And he will be between European fixtures for after European fixture for Spurs. So that's not something that I want to treat lightly as well. But then I'll have him for Sunderland when Chelsea face. I don't know if I want to bench Cucurella against Spurs and play Tarkovsky against Spurs. Like, it's counterintuitive. Basically, doesn't make any sense to do that. But I don't
Yeah,
see
but
a
that's
place where I can do anything else, to be fair.
you've spent. Yeah, it's either Konate or Tarkowski. I mean, you can't go to any of the wing backs for Liverpool. You can't get to
No.
Van Dijk. You're in a weird spot.
No, and I seen that Brantwaite is near a return, so I cannot get to Keane as well, because Keane will be taken out of the squad at the moment when Brantwaite comes back. I think so, personally. So
Yeah. What about a Leeds defender? Would you consider that? Nah.
no, because 13 is shit against City, 15 is shit against Liverpool. It's basically having the worst
Okay.
two fixtures for my
Yeah,
defender.
bro. Yeah, I mean Tarkowski makes sense. I don't think you have much of a choice
The
either,
other
though. He's
option is
like,
to keep Romero against Everton. But then I have to keep him against Chelsea, which I don't like. And then 13 and 15 is okay. West Ham is an interesting team.
yo, wait. This Romero pick actually might not be that bad. So who does he have in 13? So what were the other weeks for Cucurella? I forgot.
13 is Fulham and 15 is Brentford, and it's all at home.
That's actually really good. Let's keep going with Cucurella. So which other weeks do you need to protect Cucurella? Go back.
So
So keep going into the future.
for now it's 10, 13 and 15 until after that is Newcastle at 17. Spurs have Liverpool, so it's not very optimal. But
Yeah, but keep going. Keep
Everton
going.
has Arsenal. So
Okay.
then against Bournemouth and City, I would need to rotate probably. And Spurs has Everton and Aston Villa, which is okay, I would say. Liverpool then have Leeds and Fulham though, so I can keep Konate. Then
You might move to Konate in that spot anyway.
yeah, exactly. So that's
You might when Konate is fit, you might just move to him.
yeah, that's too much planning for me during Christmas time. So yeah, I would
Okay.
say I would be looking probably until game week 15 period, because in game
Okay.
week 16 we get 5 transfers and I can easily readjust with a mini wild card with wherever I need. So I
Yeah.
would say
I'll
that
tell you I'll tell you in advance though, like your Bournemouth Newcastle rotation is elite. Really long term, it's really strong. And then also Gabriel you'll never touch, Raya you'll never touch, and Cucurella you're gonna
I
keep.
don't
So
have
you'll just
Raya,
need to
I
keep
have Donnarumma.
or Donnarumma, yeah,
Yeah,
either way. Like you can keep that guy long term. So like you only need to worry about
game week
the
10, 13 and 15.
yeah, you need to just protect Cucurella, right? So you're fine.
The
So
other
either I
option,
think
by
you
the
would go
way,
with
shit, I cannot go. I was saying I was going to go Diakite, but in 15 they face Chelsea, which is not good. Because
yeah,
Diakite
no.
faces Forest and he faces Sunderland when the others play, so that's not a bad double. Brentford, no thank you, with 10. Oh no, in 10 they face City. What am I speaking about? Sorry, no, I just wasted. So Brighton is a good shout. But yeah, it's Everton, probably Everton, only with Newcastle at home. But I have to bench boost probably in 10, in 9, which is, I don't know.
Hmm. What about could you afford double Newcastle defense? Like could you get to Trippier in that
I
spot?
don't trust his minutes, but I can, yes.
Because like Livermento picked up an injury and then Lewis Hall picked up an injury as well. I think they're both injured.
So you're saying that I am done with my defensive.
Something like this. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And
That's
I can,
actually exactly what I was thinking.
and I can bench boost in 9, by the way.
Who do Newcastle have in 9?
Fulham
Because that's really important now.
at
It's
home.
fine. Fulham have no striker. Fulham have no striker.
And
Yeah,
Rice
bro,
have
this is really
and
strong.
Rice will have powers who I might not get a toe defender from. I would get them against Sunderland. West Ham will be against Leeds. And who am I missing from the list? City will be against Aston Villa, but they can score to save their life. So I think Donnarumma will be playing in 9. So yeah, I can bench boost in 9, honestly.
Okay, so now we need the last striker spot. I
Yes.
think the obvious choice is Even Nielsen here.
But he
You
has been
won't need to
struggling.
play this guy. Yeah, look. You don't need to play this guy every game. But first of all, game week 9, he has the best fixture you can play. He plays against Postecoglou. Okay? Then you bench him for Man City Villa, and then he's there,
Why
right?
do
So
I
you,
bench
you
him for
have the
Villa? Villa are shit.
yeah, exactly. So it's up to you. What you want to do is up to you, bro.
And
But
9
yo,
I
the
will
thing
bench
is,
boost, yes.
yeah, the issue is like if you look at your differentials, right? Your differentials are West Ham attackers, right? And West Ham in game week 10, they play Newcastle. So you don't want to play double. So whoever you bring in, you want them to have a good fixture in game week 10. So that's the thing. Even Nelson doesn't have a good fixture in game week
Yes.
10. That's the problem.
He has the worst fixture in game week 10.
Yeah. So who has a good fixture in 10?
Arsenal, Brighton, but I don't want to touch Brighton attack. Everton, I don't have apart from Grealish, non-attacker. Fulham, no thank you. Newcastle, but I already have 3 players. And that's it. I can go Chelsea, triple up.
You can go Voltamade there,
No,
basically.
I don't. I have 3 Newcastle players.
Hmm. Because if you, that's the one you can go Joao Pedro, right? Or no?
Yes,
Would you
yes,
consider
I
him?
can. I can go.
So Voltamade versus Joao Pedro. One of them plays Spurs, the other guy plays
No, it's
forgot who.
basically it's Joao Pedro or someone else. I cannot. We don't need to sell any Newcastle player because we will need to be. We will have an issue. We already have 3.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so we can go Joao Pedro there, and we can leave money for Palmer when he's fit. You can just go straight Enzo to Palmer whenever you want.
Its straight is going to be tough, but yeah, we can do that. In 10, I'll have Mateta. So Burnley away, I already have 3 players from them. Aston Villa, no thank you. Bournemouth, it's the toughest fixture where I need a bench option. So, but even if we pick, by the way, where am I benching Paqueta apart from game week 10? I need to consider someone that plays good in 10. I can go for, I don't know if Isidore, by the way. Yes, I can go for Isidore from, what's his name, from Sunderland.
Mm, interesting. I haven't considered him once. I've never looked at his data.
He has 3 goals and all of them are at home. The issue,
Yeah, I just like Everton though, so I don't know.
yeah, the issue with this is I have to bench boost him against Chelsea away.
No chance.
Yeah, it's like a wasted spot. So I need to have someone with good fixture in 9 and 10.
Why couldn't you just get to Gyökeres here? Oh, you can't get to Gyökeres, bro.
So 9 and 10
Man,
is
this is
it's
so
Pedro. It's Pedro. The answer is Pedro.
yeah,
Or
it
the
just
answer
is
is
Joao Pedro.
Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, you don't need the money, bro. For what? For what?
Basically, those are the answers. And no, the Spurs attacker, I cannot afford to keep rotating them players. So
I don't know. Just go to Joao Pedro, Voltamade, Ivan Nilsson. One of them.
no, I cannot get Voltemare. It's Evanilson or Joao Pedro, and I might prefer Pedro here.
Okay.
And I need a second
Easy.
keeper.
Okay, so you need a keeper that has a good fixture in game week
9.
11 and 12.
No, 9
Oh,
only. I care about the bench boost only. I'm not benching Donnarumma.
oh, you're never even against Liverpool and Newcastle.
No,
You're gonna
no.
play him.
Yeah.
What?
Why should I
Oh,
11 and 12? I will get the keeper of Chelsea. I already have 3 Chelsea players. Leno I can pick, by the way. if we want, but Fulham are not that good in clean sheets. And that's it. Everyone else has a bad run in 11 and 12.
Can you switch your goalkeeper, your second goalie to Pope, and then switch Trippier to someone else?
Yes, I can, but I was going to ask you a question about this guy.
Okay.
He's French. He has Leeds away in game week 9. He has game week Burnley at home on week 11. When, by the way,
Okay.
Donnarumma faces Liverpool. So
Yeah, that's
I
perfect.
can
That's
do it.
perfect.
Yeah. I think this is the
That's
answer.
actually perfect. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, yeah. 100%. Damn. It's actually really solid. The issue is you don't have Holland and you don't have Salah, you don't have Bruno.
I don't have Semenyo, Van Dijk, Gyökeres, Isak. But that's a good team.
Bro, this is as good as it gets.
Yes.
It's actually as good as it gets. You
And
have three of the
how I'm
five best
getting Palmer, by
strikers.
the way.
Huh?
How am I getting Palmer here?
I think you go like Enzo up to Palmer. So you'd need what
1 million.
1.5 more?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
1
easy money.
million.
Pedro or Bowen is out, and that's sorted.
Yeah, Bowen down. Yeah.
Yeah, Bowen,
Bowen, yeah.
because after 11 it becomes hard. Or it can even be Pedro. I don't want double Chelsea. When in 13 they have Arsenal, then we have Bournemouth. It's not something, but they have Burnley at 12. So yeah, it might need Chelsea then. So Bowen out, and I'll have 6 points something. So yeah, I think that's the answer to my question.
There's lots. Yeah, there is like you can get to like a Thiago there,
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin or something.
yeah, exactly. So here, this is the team.
Wow. Interesting. Bro, this is really interesting. So you've gone with double Arsenal attack. Wow. That's very anti-template, let me tell you.
But I
But you
don't have,
covering it up with
yeah,
double Newcastle defense. Mm,
I don't have a City attacker, which is worrying. But the only one I can get is Foden.
yeah.
And that's not something that I
You have
want
to
to.
wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, if you want to get to Foden, you have to wait and time it perfectly, right? Like there has to be injuries, maybe Marmoush is gone for AFCON, that type of thing.
Yeah, I will get Foden when Marmoush is gone, believe me. That will be the player that I get into my team. Because
Yeah,
obviously
I've
when
already looked
Marmoush
at
is
that.
out, yeah, he plays.
I have something to show you. So take a look at Foden, open him up, and look at the fixtures around game week 17. I know it's far away. People don't like to plan this far ahead, but this
Yeah.
is my little secret for you. So Marmoush leaves game week 17. So you can get to Foden in game week 17, game week 18. Then open up Cunha. So you have Foden for 17 and 18. Now keep in mind Mbumo and Ahmad are away. So you had Foden for 17 and 18. Now you move to Cunha, 19, 20, 21.
Yeah,
That looks crazy, right?
if they're not
That
shit,
looks
yes.
so good.
If they're not shit.
Is
Because
there any
if,
Liverpool attacker that you could get to, by the way? Can you
yes,
get to Gakpo or
no.
Verts or
Words, yes. Ekitike, yes.
ooh, you can't get to Isak either.
Chiesa, yes.
Chiesa is crazy.
No Isak, no
Oh
Gakpo, no
man.
Salah. The starting front three I cannot get to. But I think that
Yo, man.
Chiesa will play at right wing when Salah is gone.
Oh, you don't think it'll be Frimpong?
No, I don't. I think Bradley will be injured around that time.
Interesting.
They
That's
cannot
actually
get them
interesting.
fit, in my opinion. I don't know why, but by the way, if I had Chiesa, he would have been better than Ruter, and he played 63 minutes for the whole season, which is quite frustrating. I don't know if I'm correct, but I want to. How do you spell his name? Jorginho.
Jorginho, it's
Yeah.
Jorginho.
Oh no,
Yeah.
sorry. 2 points behind him. Sorry. He played
Wow.
300 minutes less, and he got 2 points less. Cool.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, what is the chat saying to what we've built so far? Is there anyone that's saying anything?
Let's see the chat what they think. No one is saying anything about it. They probably left us after we start blabbing about my team because it's shit. But yeah. Yeah, I like this team. I will not hit the wildcard now because I want to create a video around it that we build it together, and I will press the button on the video. But yeah, even if Rice is injured this week, sorry. Who would you bench this week, by the way? I would bench Senesi, and I would bench Trippier. But
I guess, yeah.
And from midfield,
Yeah, would you consider Eze instead of Rice?
yes, I'm open, but I have the money. I don't care. But I don't
If
know.
Odegaard's injured, I've been telling this guy, look, my best friend's an Arsenal fan. Every day he messages me, he tells me, bro, Eze is shooting every time he gets the ball. He's so aggressive. He's so aggressive. But obviously, Declan Rice has the set pieces and he has the DEFCONs, right? So on
And he
paper,
has the
Rice is better,
minutes.
but
And he has the minutes.
yeah. No, but if Odegaard's injured, then Eze starts every game.
By the way,
In
he
these easy
didn't
games,
start
Eze
against
has to start.
Forest.
The coach can, bro, he has Marino. Like, look, he has Zubimendi. He has all these guys he can play. Arteta is blessed with options this year.
So you might say that I risk it with Eze. One spicy pick, one more spicy pick. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, bro. If you have the money, you might as well spend it, right? Like,
Yeah, but then it will be tougher for me to get to Palmer.
yeah, so if Palmer's there, you have to sell Eze. You have to sell Eze somewhere else.
No, Bowen to Calvert-Lewin. Yes, exactly the
Yeah, that
funds.
works.
But my players
And Palmer will drop in price.
Yeah, and my players will be so good that they will rise in price, so I don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, Bowen should double rise in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
With Brentford and Leeds, he's gonna score at least one goal, bro.
And who do you bench now, in your opinion, from my attack? João Pedro against Harambau?
Nah, bro, that's crazy. I don't know who I would bench. Yo, I don't know. I don't want to answer this, bro. This whole team is so good. I don't know, bro.
I don't
Up
know
to
who to
you. Up to
bench.
you. Maybe you just bench Mateta and Senesi, and you just bench them both, and end up with points on the bench. You know, like.
Like every goddamn week. I cannot bench a penalty taker, man. I can't.
Yeah.
But I want the shout with Eze because I will have him in 9 against Palace, which is not optimal. But Burnley Sunderland, then I can sell easily.
Yeah. From there, you can move away. From there, you move away.
Who do you
Ideally,
say?
you'd want to enter into.
Yeah, tell me.
Like, ideally, you'd want to move Eze into Verts for game week 12, because then you can get onto the Liverpool good run.
Yeah. And who do you say is non-negotiable in my team to not take out? If they're
like
fit.
long term.
Yes,
Like long term, long term, Gordon and Saka are your best picks. Gabriel, like you in your defense, right? Like, okay, look, Gabriel non-negotiable, Senesi non-negotiable. You rotate Senesi with a Newcastle defender. Senesi plus Newcastle defender is non-negotiable for you.
Yes.
Like whoever it is, Burner, Trippier, whoever it is. Senesi, Newcastle defender is a lock. Gabriel's a lock. Saka and Gordon are locks. Everything else can move straight up.
Yeah, I think I agree. I'm keeping Trippier for the Cucurella rotation, but if he's getting minutes risks or something like that, I can easily take him out. So it's not the end of the world. I can go to a lot of defenders, to a Palace defender, I can go to a lot of positions I can move. In defense, in attack, I'm blessed. The issue is in midfield that I have with the players, because the players that I can reach and I can get are not performing. Wirtz, Cunha, Palmer, they're just, the expensive assets are not performing in midfield. But I think I agree with you. And the issue is that probably this week I would bench Eze or Paqueta. I don't know.
Yeah, I want to mention one thing. Like, I don't want you to fall into this trap of like spending so much money in the forwards because you can. I think your best route will always be Saka, Palmer, Gordon, and then two good midfielders with two strikers. Like I'm really confident. Like your best team to beat me is Saka, Palmer, Gordon, like with like 3-5-2 formation type of thing.
Yeah, probably you're correct. And if after I use my bench boost, I can drop Bowen to a stinker and don't care about it, because I will not play him, and I'll have 5 defenders that play well. so I can be always there prepared. So I agree with that. Or yeah, the issue is this week I don't know who to bench, and that's a very strange issue to have. To be fair, Mateta last week, no, Mateta has been going all right. His numbers are there. Like he has 4 expected goals, and he has scored 2.
Yeah.
That's
And
abysmal.
he's a pen taker as well. He's a
Yeah.
pen taker. So he'll always be a great pick for the whole season, as long as his minutes stay okay.
So, do I just bench Eze this week?
Bro, like I don't like playing 3 strikers, so, like, I would bench one of my strikers, always, because I would like, if you have double Arsenal as your differential, I'd be there, but the whole game is playing João Pedro, so yeah, bro, I guess you have to bench Eze, I don't know, man.
Eze Senesi Trippier probably on the bench.
Damn, benching Eze feels so wrong, bro, what the hell? That's
But
crazy, bro, you're blessed with money, bro,
but
damn.
then probably it makes a little bit more sense to start with the Rice, because in game week 9, when I go to to bench boost, I would probably want the set piece takers from Arsenal against Palace, because I feel like this game is not going to get decided elsewhere.
Bro, it's Eze's old team.
Exactly. I don't think he
I
will. I don't know.
Bro, I would take Eze, bro. You have money. It's just sitting there. Put Eze in, bro. Bro, Eze is like you when you watch if Arsenal score 5 goals in any of the games, he's gonna end up with some big points, bro.
So I don't want
And
to
like
bench
when
him.
you
They can score 5 goals against anyone.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. I honestly like Chelsea attack doesn't look as strong. So I'd be benching one of the Chelsea attackers and back Arsenal always. That's where I'd
So
be.
yeah, yeah. Cortex is saying good night. Good night, Cortex. Just to answer a few questions, and I want to ask you something else. What's my team value? 99.2 million, Christian. Hello, GM McDonald. Next week I'm looking at Pod Burn, Gay, Gabriel, Sala, Eze, Semenyo, Enzo, Gyökeres, Matita, João Pedro, Poro, and Goodmanson are subs. Not sure if I should bring them in. No, I think that your lineup is better without Poro and Goodmanson, I would say. I think you nailed on the starters. So yeah, my last question was going to be, do I need that much Paqueta for only 1 week, 2 weeks? So in
He's
game
good
week,
on the bench boost, right?
yeah, he is. But game week 11, I'm having the same issue as game week 8. Who do I bench? And to be fair, I have no idea. And when I look at game week 11, game week 9, sorry. Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
so funny.
I have no idea, man. Now I have the issues of who I bench. And the
Yeah,
answer is
yeah,
always
bro.
going
Like,
to be Paqueta.
yeah, whatever works, bro. Like, look, MV, I can't tell you what to do. Like, it's it's gonna be hard. Like, you have too much money to spend, so you spend it like everywhere. So it's not like you have like a Calvert-Lewin in your team where you know he's like the weakest option.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
because bro, Paqueta, bro, even in big games, Paqueta gets defcons. He's on corner on both sides, and he's on pens. This guy is a crazy pick. Like, he's a crazy pick, bro. Like,
Yeah, and I'm going to bench him probably. I don't know where to play him in game week 8 or in game week 10 or in game week 11.
even in 10, his fixture isn't even that good, bro. That's like one of his worst
Yeah,
fixtures.
in 10 he's benched. The 10 is the easiest fixture that I have to cover. But then I need to bench Bowen as well. Like, it's the other option
But
here
if you
is to
play your
get
Newcastle,
a DEFCON midfielder here.
like who?
Do we have DEFCON here as a... No, we don't, right? Oh, we
Bro,
have...
would you consider
Oh, we
would
have...
you consider like could you afford Verts and Rice? No.
No. So Anderson I
Yeah.
can get. but he plays in 9 Bournemouth. I think he will get a lot of defcons.
Yeah, he will. He will. He will. Definitely. He'll get DEFCON in that game.
He's 16, 15, 15, and he plays 90 minutes week in and week out. He has no attacking returns apart from that assist. Garner is someone that I can take a look at, and he will get a lot of defensive contributions against Spurs, in my opinion.
What about Szoboszlai? Liverpool
He's,
have a good fixture run coming up.
yeah, but he's Hungarian, so
Oh my god.
so I can
Man,
drop
that's actually
Paqueta.
tough, bro.
I can drop Paqueta and get Anderson.
It feels like you're making your team weaker, though, you know?
Yeah, but I have a benching option because I can have a very strong 15, but I need a proper 11 and not have a lot of points on the bench because I will probably regret it.
Bro, points on the bench are good, though.
Yeah,
Because that means your players are good, so when you need them, they're good.
yeah, probably, but I feel like it's benching penalty taker for me feels so counterintuitive, man.
I know, but at least you own it, bro. You have the money. Why don't you at least own it, bro? You're
So
downgrading it. Unless you were spending the money, I'd be like, okay, yeah, spend it. But you don't have anywhere to spend it unless you go Palmer, right?
yeah, but I will use him only in 1 week, and that's game week 9. Realistically, in game week 11, I don't know who would I bench. Like, I have Sunderland here, I have Wolves here, and I have Brentford here, and up front Mateta has Brighton. So once again, I'm in the same predicament. Who would I bench?
Yeah, I get it, bro. Wait, so why don't you just bench boost in game week 10 then?
Because the defenders were in game week 11, you mean?
Yeah.
Because game week 11, Senesi faces Aston Villa, and that's it. And Tariola, no, game week 11 is a good week to bench boost for me. No,
Donnarumma
because
has,
Donnarumma has Liverpool. But it's just the
but
keeper.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, the goalkeeper's not that important. He'll end up with 3 points.
yeah. So apart
Wait,
from
go look at
Senesi facing Villa,
who does Newcastle and Chelsea play in 11?
Chelsea faces Wolves, Newcastle faces Brentford.
Yeah, West Ham play Burnley, so you're good there as well.
Yeah, but I probably prefer game week 11 because Fulham are weaker attack than Brentford for Newcastle.
Mm,
And it's the
okay.
same fixture for West Ham, Leeds, and Burnley.
Yeah,
Offensive. So, and I will have 2 keepers playing good fixtures. So,
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah,
yeah,
game week 9 makes more sense to you, and less time between your wildcard and your bench boost, so there's less chance of an injury. So it
yeah.
makes sense.
And so yeah, it's like, do I need Paqueta because I'm not playing him apart from 1 week? And then I will be looking to sell him in game week 12 when the fixture run starts to get tougher, or I don't know if I will sell him or keep him because he has Bournemouth, Liverpool, United. I'm probably not keeping him for that long. He has a lot of
Easy sell, bro. He's an easy sell. If you don't want to bench him, you could just sell him.
yeah, but I don't want to bench
So
him now.
who would you want? Who do you want in the future though, that you could just get to in this spot now because you have money? I honestly wish you could upgrade this guy to Verts. You'd be sitting so pretty. That's why I'm like, if you could go to Verts instead of Paqueta,
No, I
and then
can't.
Rice instead of Eze.
Oh,
What if you do
yes.
Rice instead of Eze?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, now this makes sense. Now you're a transfer ahead. See, okay, yeah, now I like this a lot now.
But I have to bench Wirtz up until game week 13.
Bro, like, look, you're gonna end up with points somehow, some way, bro. I don't know what you want me to say.
And the question is, will he start game week 9 when I bench boost? That's the tricky question.
I think Verts. I think the coach is starting Verts every game.
But they have
If
UCL.
anything, it's like, can you pull up Liverpool's fixtures? Let's see if do we have a challenging game in the UCL or not.
Liverpool faces off against Frankfurt in the week between United and Brentford.
Okay.
And then they play
Frankfurt is
Palace.
that's Ekatike's old team, right? Frankfurt.
Yes. it's tough. Frankfurt are in their games, because I'm fully UCL orientated this year. FPL is like a side game for me. Frankfurt are averaging around 5 goals per game in their games.
What the fuck?
Either
Yo,
conceding or
listen, we
scoring.
lost. Yeah, okay. So we lost in the Champions League, so we need to win games
Yes,
now.
so I think Wirtz will be playing there.
But do you think the coach will say, "Yo, listen, my best 11." He played his best 11 against Chelsea. I think Wirtz was on the bench, right?
Yeah, but I think that in UCL pace, Wirtz will get a better suited, because it's not that high of a tempo. While in every Prem game it's aggressive high tempo, while in UCL they give fouls easily. They don't get the game to be so open. So that's why I'm contemplating not Wirtz for now until I see him. No, Jorginho. I don't want to see this guy in my team ever. Yeah, sorry.
Yo, I just want to say, like I know you're not going to go with Verts, but the Brentford fixture suits him. Like where Brentford are going to sit deep. I've seen them already play against, I think, Man City, where they sat deep. Holland only had one shot. Like I'm thinking, like we're going to need Verts' creativity in the game. But bro, look, it's up to you. It's a risk, right? So you don't need to go with it. That's why I like Paqueta in the first place.
Yeah, but the issue is Paqueta will be sitting on the bench and just waiting for someone to be injured. That's the truth
Yeah,
for
but
Paqueta.
that's fine. Whatever. At least you have him. Like all of us wish we had Paqueta on the bench to sit there. You know.
Yeah, probably will keep Paqueta, and I'll just flip coin and decide who to bench.
Every deadline stream is gonna be so tough.
Yeah, yeah.
Who do I start?
Who do
You
I
should like your
start?
poll every
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Yo, you're
Basically,
gonna
yes.
have like 100 votes every week
Yeah,
on your poll, and then you're gonna do the opposite of what they say.
yes.
And like whatever you do, the opposite's gonna happen, bro. It's gonna be so funny, yo.
You know, that's why I like UCL, because in UCL Fantasy, I can play all of my 15 players properly. And whoever blanks, I get him out and I get someone else that plays. And that's why I enjoy it so
Yeah.
much, because we have 15 good players and I don't end up in such a situation where I flip a coin who to bench.
Yeah. But I'm trying to think, like, would you consider going to like a Newcastle mid instead of Paqueta? Like maybe a Tonali
But I
or
have to get rid of one of my Newcastle players.
yeah. So like because what you're doing right now is you're rotating Newcastle with Bournemouth, right? So Burn and Senesi easily. But if you could find someone else that rotates with Cucurella, then you could do um Tonali or Bruno Guimaraes in that. But yo, you know what, bro? Paqueta's better than all of them anyway. And he's cheaper.
And he's penalty taker,
So
yes.
yeah, bro, Paqueta, you just have to hold the points on the bench. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah. I will hold them.
I like
Okay.
your team though.
Yeah, I like it as well. I will keep it that way, and I'll create a video for it, and I'll activate the wildcard then. But I think
So you're
I'm
gonna
gonna...
activate this week.
Yeah, I'm activating it probably tonight or tomorrow morning.
Bro.
I don't want to wait anymore,
Damn.
man. I don't know what am I waiting for to happen with my team. Nothing. I was waiting for Villa to have their good fixture run. I was waiting for Saka to outscore everyone else. City with Rodri and Foden double up. I don't need to wait for anything else. I don't have anything else to wait for at the moment. I'm just sitting
What
with
about
the team.
like as like a last move, right? Are you allowed Raya in this team? Like I'm
Yes.
trying to see if I wanted to fit Raya in the Donnarumma spot, how I could do
I
it.
have to
I
sell Eze
think. Yeah, so Eze to who?
to a cheaper asset. To Anderson, to...
Listen, bro, it's Eze to Verts, bro. It's Eze to Verts.
and get not have any City asset.
Or Eze to Foden. Oh, bro. This is really hard, bro.
But why
That's
should I
why
prefer double Arsenal defense over double Arsenal attack? Everyone else is on double Arsenal defense. I will be the
bro,
guy.
it's the best defense. It's the best defense in the world, right? That's why.
It's the best defense, but in most of the games they will get 6 to 7 points, while when they face the worst at defenses, probably their attackers will get to 10, 15 points. I get it's the best
Yeah.
defense, I agree, but I already have enough defenders playing with Cucurella, with Burn, with Senesi, with Gabriel. I have the good defenders in the game. that have them. I'm not a fan of let's stack it up on Arsenal and because they have a good fixture run. I think they will score goals in those fixtures. I agree, they are the best defense, but me getting Raya for 6 pointers over keeping Eze for the potential of 10, 15 points, I just don't see the upside of Raya.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, if City have an injury to Rodri, bro, I don't know if I want Donnarumma. That's the thing.
They
Like
don't
I
have
would
injury
always
to
back
Rodri.
Arsenal.
They don't have injury
Oh,
to
okay, okay.
Rodri.
Oh,
Yeah.
then you're chilling. Then you're chilling. As long as
They
Rodri's fit when
they are
when
fit,
it's
yes.
time to play yeah, then it's fine.
But even
I'll back
without
City
Rodri
anytime Rodri's
against
there.
United, against the other teams, Donnarumma is keeping a lot of good clean sheets and a lot of good saves. Like, yeah, he conceded against Burnley and Arsenal, but Raya also concedes stupid goals from time to time. So, and I have
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I think I want a City defender when Donnarumma is in defense. Probably you haven't watched a lot of PSG last year, but in UCL Fantasy, I watch a lot of outside of Prem games, and Donnarumma just gets them out of jail for free. That's the difference now for PSG. It's not that their attack is injured, it's the solidity that they have in the goalkeeper spot. It's like, I think that
Mm,
transfer may win the league for City. That they have this keeper that's not making silly mistakes from stupid situations like
damn.
Trafford did. It's that important.
I hated Ederson. Ederson was so bad, bro.
Ederson, Trafford, they were just Ortega are just not the keepers that a strong team needs. And I think Donnarumma is not passing the ball from behind, but oh boy, he can make a save. And from any situation, an impossible save, he will make it. And that's someone I
Yeah.
like a
Look,
lot.
if you're happy with Man City defense, then I think this team is as good as it gets.
Yeah, I'm happy with
Straight
them
up.
from game week 12 onwards for sure. Game week
And
13,
look, and you
sorry.
can you're able to bench him when he plays Liverpool. So that's
Yes,
like the big thing. Like that's his
yes,
worst fixture, really.
exactly. And I want a City asset from here in defense. And for me, that City asset is Donnarumma. It's for me, he's that good. And he will keep them a lot of clean sheets in the long run.
Interesting. I'm gonna consider him in my own team, bro, the way you talk about him.
Yeah, you'll see in several weeks that they will improve the numbers massively. And I mean
But yo,
massively.
he's the same price as Raya though.
Yes.
Wow, he's gone up a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's getting more and more
Yeah.
popular. But I really like my wildcard team now. I was looking at some differentials last week and I want to run them by you before we
Okay,
go.
shoot.
Just
Shoot your shot, bro. Shoot your shot.
just let me find the team that I was building with
About
differentials. So no, this is not the differential. So I was having Donnarumma, Burn, of course, Chaluba. I had Chaluba over Kukure. I don't think I'm going to do it. Of course, Chaluba. By the way, what the hell is this guy on? How the hell is he scoring so many goals? I have no
Well,
idea.
it's just luck. It's just luck, bro.
Yeah, I
It's just
have no idea. I have Bowen as a pick. No, basically, I've got most of the differentials that I was discussing. So Saka, Gordon, Foden, Thiago, I discussed as a differential. Because he faces West Ham, you can bench against Liverpool, but I think around game week 16 is where I might be interested in Thiago for a rotation player, or even after I sell Bowen, I might be looking at
12.
Thiago.
Game week
Yeah,
12.
yeah.
Game week 12. Mhm.
Sar is a differential, but I cannot get him. Romero is an interesting differential, and the rest I got. I got Gordon, Bowen, Donnarumma, Saka. Yeah, I got most of them. So I managed to fit in the differentials and to keep the team. So yeah,
Yeah, I think it looks great, bro.
yeah.
Look, man, MV, I want you to do well. I've tried my best to work within your rules to build the best thing you can. My only piece of advice is, regardless of what happens with Gordon and Saka, you have to just keep them the entire season.
Unless
Gordon
they're
and Saka,
injured.
I want Palmer's. Yeah, unless they're injured. Like if they're rotated, it's fine. Like because long term, they're part of the best team. They'll play every game.
Yeah,
So
I agree. And they're penalty
once
takers,
Palmer is
some of
back,
them.
yeah, exactly. So once Palmer is back, no excuse. Find a way, bring him in. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I will. But I want to see him play a couple of games before I bring him in. That's the issue with Palmer now, because I kept him when he got the injury against West Ham, and then he came on, scored a goal, and then the next game he was gone in the 20th minute. So I basically kept him for 80 minutes of play time for 6 weeks, which is not so. When my team is firing, I have players going on. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And with DEFCONs and everything, you can't afford players like this anymore.
Yeah, I can't.
So
Sadly, I can't.
exactly, bro.
So I think this
All
will
right,
be a
brother.
lock.
100%. Looks good to me.
Yeah, looks good to me as well. It looks very good to me.
Nice, bro. Is there anything else you wanted to chat before we wrap it up?
Mm. Do you think I can climb up back to 5 million rank?
Bro, what do you mean 5 million? You're gonna finish inside the top million easily. Look how good this team is. You have to focus on captaincy. Saka needs to be consistent for you, and you're gonna fly, bro.
Oh,
Like
so
literally, you'll
this week
fly.
you would captain Saka, yes?
Bro, every week I will captain Saka. Like almost
Okay.
every week in this team, I'm captaining Saka, bro.
When
Like
would you
straight up.
triple captain with my team, knowing my limitations?
Well, I wouldn't trust Palmer with triple captaincy because of the injury, because you can always get an early sub. So your best asset is gonna be Saka, though.
Or
So I would
Gordon?
go with triple captaincy or Gordon, yeah. But I would trust Saka, bro. Come on, Arsenal are gonna win the league. People, come on. So
So
like, I would go
Saka
Saka, man.
in 11, no, in 10, but they face away these teams, which is a little bit sad. That's the only worry for me, that they're away for triple
But you
captaincy.
have
I
you
can get.
have you have X minutes, right? Because what's his name? Madueke is injured,
But one air is there,
so
and one
Saka
air
should be
is
playing.
there.
Yeah, but still, bro. Like, if anything, with Odegaard getting injured now, 1 year he can play some minutes in the cam position, right?
Yeah. So I'll
So
probably look at some week where Saka is in form and just triple captain him.
he scored last week. He scored for England. Like he'll probably score in one at Fulham or Palace, and then you captain him in triple cap against Burnley, bro.
Yeah,
If you triple captain him against Burnley, I'm gonna bring Saka in, bro. 'Cause I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna be with you, bro.
I will see. But yeah, probably bench boost next week. You asked me when I will bench boost. It's next week. So yeah, game week
Yeah, yeah.
9 bench boost is locked.
Bro, the bench boost is gonna be like a 3 million rise. Straight up.
If they
Bench boost
return.
3 million
If
rise.
they return.
They will. 100% they will return. And so bench boost 3 million and then triple captain another 2 million.
Yeah.
Easily. You're gonna whatever rank you're at, you're flying 5 million easily, bro.
Let's see. Do you want something else to
Trust me, bro.
discuss?
No, we did everything, bro. I wanted to chat about Liverpool. We looked at your wildcard team. Bro, the only thing is like it's the stuff I want to talk about is like stuff that's not really like gonna be we need more information on the Palace stuff, like the double game week.
Yeah,
Because you mentioned it earlier, like for my own team, it's like I'm considering free hit 12. It works well. I have no Chelsea, I have no
Liverpool.
Liverpool, so I want them, but
Let's see.
yeah,
Let's
for
see.
now
The
I
game
can't
in
do
Carabao
anything.
is in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so we'll know what will happen with Palace then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny, in your team, I own 0 of your attacking players. I own none of them. That's crazy.
And you own one of the defenders.
I don't know Cucurella, I don't know Burn, I don't know Trippier, I don't know your goalies. It's just Gabriel,
You
Senesi.
don't own Gabriel. Oh, you bought Gabriel already. Yeah.
Yeah, Gabriel's coming in, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
Gabriel, literally just Gabriel and Senesi. Everything else is different to me.
yeah. And that's why I want to play such challenges, because I can go and build a different team that we both think will do well. Yes, I'm missing the obvious players, but we still have potential in these players that not a lot of people will get them all together mixed up. And that's the challenge that I wanted to build. The issue is that my team so far was so down from bad form and bad outcome of injuries that I cannot prove it to anyone. Basically, until game week 6, before people wildcarded, I was in the middle of content creators rank. I was around 35th, something like that, from 70 people, which is not that bad if you consider that I don't own Salah or Haaland or Bruno or
Yeah.
Semenyo. Yet they just got ahead of me because they wildcarded in that place, and most of them triple captain Haaland. So basically they were wildcard and triple captains chip ahead of me when they jumped so
Yeah,
far
yeah.
ahead.
Rank is very deceiving. I think like Semenyo, Bruno, Salah, Holland, like those guys are just gonna kill you every week.
Yeah, but I
If
can
those
have,
guys blank,
yeah,
you get a green arrow.
if I answer
Simple.
back with Gordon, Eze, and Bowen while no one else has them and they get up 10, 11 points, I'm fine. But they need to find consistency. That's the issue. That the players you
Yeah.
mentioned are consistent, while mine aren't.
You look at you mentioned you'd probably sell Bowen, right? Bowen is like Cunha.
Yeah,
9-2, 9-2, 9-2. Bro, he gets 11 points every 2 weeks. Like
yeah.
this guy's
Maybe
nuts.
Pedro is the guy that I have to sell.
Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
just wait a few weeks and
yeah,
you'll see.
yeah.
You'll know yourself.
I wanted to ask you before we go,
Mm.
how is the content creation this year? I see that you're on the Yellow Armies podcast and you've been going hard
Yes.
there. How is it going there?
Yeah, yeah. It's nice, bro. So I we closed roundtable at the end of last
Yeah,
season, and
yeah, we
then
spoke about it.
yeah, yeah, and then I wanted to just create some content, but I didn't want to do it on my own. I
Yeah,
wanted it to be more of like a discussion. So that's
okay.
why I messaged you in the off season. I messaged Roberto, and then I went with Roberto, and so like it's nice, right? I do
Yeah,
like the slides every week. It's fun. I really like doing the research myself, and then I connect with Roberto, and then we film the pod. He's basically becoming like a younger brother to me. So it's like because I do a lot of the work for the pod, I talk to him, we film together. Like he invited me on to like FPL Pubcast with Gary,
yeah, yeah,
Nightmare. So it was nice to like meet them. Like it's nice to just chat, have people to chat FPL with, bro. Because I
yeah,
lost like my whole FPL circle
yeah.
this year. So I'm like making new
If you're
friends.
looking for a guest
So
for the TFIT pod, you can always message me. I will find a spot. I enjoy
thanks, bro.
Roberto's content a lot. I've spoken to him several times, and he's a very, very nice guy. He was coming on to the streams earlier in last year. He was coming on. Gary, you mentioned, I was his third guest on the channel when he was starting. So, and he invited me on one podcast, but I don't know the date. He invited me for 5 minutes, 5 months in advance. And I'm like, okay, Gary, if you want me, I will be there. If you want me earlier, I will be there as well. So don't mind that. So I accepted there, but I enjoy a lot speaking with him as well. And yeah, if you want some guests or if you want to chat with someone, I'm always there. I will probably try to get Roberto on such type of content at some point. I will ask him to give his thoughts and to see how is he's doing. So yeah, we'll have a lot of that.
Roberto might be one of the highest ranked content creators this season.
Yes, because
Because I'll
he's
tell you what,
Semenyo
like,
and Chalobah, right?
yeah, so Semenyo Chalobah to start the season, and I helped him wildcard. Like, bro, MV, look, if I'm podcasting with you, I'm gonna try to put you in the best position. And I spent like hours looking at rotations when I wildcarded a few weeks earlier. I looked at what Game Week Sixers did, and I'm like, okay. And he likes to be differential like you. So I put him, I'm okay, go for Pope instead of Raya. Go for like I think he went for Vardiol instead of a second Arsenal defender, and he's already up on the points. And like
Yeah,
he has his differential Kudus versus the template. He's again up on the points again. So he is literally cooking. And I'm trying to convince him to do Kudus to Enzo, but it's gonna be hard for people to do that because they got 12 points from Kudus last week,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But and like keep in mind, he's like I think he's 800K, no triple captain used, no bench boost used. Bro, this guy is gonna be
yeah,
finishing like
yeah.
top 100K eyes closed this year, like for sure. So I'm
Hopefully,
excited to
hopefully.
see how he does.
He deserves it completely. He has been giving to the community a lot, and he deserves the ranks and more recognition of the work he does. He has been great.
He's a
I
nice guy,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, I know.
But
I've
we need
watched
more
him a
people
lot.
like him, you know?
Yeah, yeah. He's just a genuinely nice guy. That's it. He doesn't
Yeah.
look to benefit
I
from
like the
from anything.
Yeah, the problem with filming content with Roberto is the podcasts are too long. So I'm trying to make them shorter and I'm trying to just make them better quality. So I've already started doing the slides myself and so like we'll see how we're improving it every week it goes by, you know?
Yeah, but I honestly, when I see FPL, I like personally as an FPL old timer, I like the long term and the long chats and the long discussions. like we have been speaking for 2 hours and 24 minutes, and it was like we were speaking for 30 minutes, man. And I don't want to replace any part of this conversation for anything else, honestly, in that space, because a lot of people are doing shorts, a lot of people are doing the regular 8 to 10 minute videos. They get the same data, they get the same. But when you go on a pod and you discuss with a friend of the community or a friend of yours, you're just having fun speaking about football, and it doesn't need to be in a time span. That's why I wanted to get you on a stream, because now we're just speaking freely. We don't care about anything. We're building wildcard drafts now. We're discussing teams, and none of us have to go now and edit the thing and just find the best
Yeah,
bits
yeah.
and polish this and do that. I like the raw discussions that people are having. That's why I enjoy so much the Above Average FPL podcast, because it's two mates just speaking about their love of sports, and they just put some sprinkle of FPL in the discussion, and they make it fun. And all the guys that are doing that, for me, that is the content that I enjoy seeing, and I think a lot of people are. If they want to go and copy you, they can do that for 1 second, and it doesn't matter if your video is 10 minutes or 1 hour, they will just spend the same amount of time copying you. And for those of us that are just invested, I enjoy listening to your current duration. So consider this not polishing it so much, because it's podcast. If you are recording videos, yes, you can polish, because not everyone can sit there and watch. But now they can jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out on the stream, and they know what we're speaking about. Well, with videos, they will lose the context. That's my honest opinion about it. And
Yeah,
yeah,
that's so true. That's
yeah,
so true. Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
be happy to.
Everyone has
Yeah,
their own like cup of tea. You know, like everyone has their own cup of tea, right?
yeah,
Like
exactly.
there is a format there is a format that works, right? Like you can, for example, like the FPL Wire, like that is one of the best long form contents. Like
Yes,
there is like new stuff that's come up, like FPL Last Resort. Like I'm trying to do this with Roberto on the Farm is Temporary. Like there's FPL Therapy from Raptor. Like there's like newer, longer form contents, but like the content that works is always going to be Andy Let's Talk FPL, which is like 10 to 15-minute short clips, team selection video. Then there's going to be like a transfer video, early thoughts or whatever, or like after presser thoughts. Like, you know, like those videos really work. There is a template to like do well on
they
YouTube
work
for FPL.
because, yeah, they work well because people just want to go and copy that whatever people have researched and has done. So that's why it's working. That's why content creators, bigger content creators, keep getting a lot of views on those videos, because they want to go copy his team and do well. They don't care about the work that you do behind, like you research for Roberto for several hours, special rotations and etc. and some spicy picks. No, they don't care that you spend that time. They will go and look at the pot at the end, see Roberto's team and say, okay, I'm going with Roberto. That's why I didn't want to go with the regular content this year, because I don't want to fit into that category of repetitive content. I see transfer targets, my transfer plans, and I want to honestly, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense for me, man.
Bro, I think like, you know, there's always going to be a way for you to be differential to the field. I'm always the type of manager that's looking for that type of edge. Sometimes it's wildcarding a week or two earlier. Sometimes it's wildcarding a week or two later. Like you can always change your chip strategy so that way your players will be different than what the template is. Like there is like ways to like manipulate it so you can always have a differential in your team.
Yes,
But I know what you mean.
yeah,
It's like
but the
in wildcard
content is
six,
not.
everyone.
The content is not
Yeah, like
differential.
bro, Wildcard 6 was the same everywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
It was bro, it was a joke. Holland, Gyökeres, João Pedro everywhere.
yes.
It was nuts.
Yeah, it was
And like
boring
look,
for
if you
me.
went for yeah, but that's good for you. Look, man, like there's more people that are going
Yeah,
for the template. So look, Saka gets the goal from the penalty, captained him, and bro, he's cooking, right?
yeah. But yeah, I agree completely with you. Those are the type of content that works, because I believe most of the people don't have the time to invest that we do to invest and to spend on that game. And they just want to beat their mini leagues, whatever they do, however they do it, they want to beat it. And what is the easiest way? Go and copy the most popular guys. And That's the truth. But I think the community is getting sicker and sicker of that content. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people, I've seen messages on my stream or on my videos like, wow, you are playing this strategy. That's really interesting. You are not that type of boring content creator that everyone just goes and copies. And I like that. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, I like that. I really like
Yeah,
that.
me too. Me too.
Yeah, I prefer to have 10 people saying to me, wow, you're brave, than 100 people just... And by the way, these people are hurting a lot of your channel. I don't know if you have seen, but on these popular videos, wildcard drafts, free hit drafts, my average span is way lower than the videos that I do differently. So I earn less money from popular content compared to my type of content, because people don't tune in for me in that type. They just go to see what I've created and copy it for 10 seconds or for 5 seconds and compare it with someone else. So that hurts in a different way the channel. You see that they have 10 times more the views, but they have twice less the watch hours, which in hindsight, it's helpful, but not very helpful. So yeah, it's different.
Yeah, that's really good point. Yeah, there's a difference between views and watch time, and you can't really see it. You can only see it in the background, right?
Yeah.
Facts, bro. All right, brother. I need to go. I'm gonna go play some football. Got
Good
a
luck.
game in like an hour, so I gotta go eat and then go get there.
Go and
But
smash them.
bro,
Go and smash them.
I love chatting football with you.
Yeah.
Like every international break for the rest of my life, I'd love to be on the pod and chatting with you, bro.
Let's try to keep it. Let's try to keep it. We have international in 4 weeks or 5. So I will tell you when we have one. We have in 4 weeks time. So we can cook something then again to see how my wildcard did.
Right.
And my bench boost.
Yeah.
And should you free hit? Because this will be before probably the week where you might free hit.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
exactly.
it looks nice. It looks nice. Yeah.
Exactly, bro. All right, Angel. I appreciate you,
care,
bro.
man.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah.